Hey, so I'm gonna just cut to the chase. I'm talking to a super duper mega Kanye West fan, and some would say a stan.
Yeah,
And
that's an over exaggeration, but in terms of honestly the fandom of his music and him as a person, like in terms of like his I don't give a fuck approach on life of I'm gonna be me. Yeah, like both of those two things, he's great.
y- I think that's where I agree with you on the fandom of Kanye West, and I think it gets missed that because you support how he goes about his business, that you actually support the business or the things that are coming out of his mouth. It's like, no, bro, I don't support some of the stuff he says. I just support for one, his right to say it and our right to respond and act as such. And just like, dude, like, put it out there. You remember back in the day, right? When you're going out with the guys, you're trying to get on some women, and you see the one you want. And at one point in your life, you finally get past the picking the one you want and you let them choose because you learn when you let them choose, everybody ends up happier because they understand the dynamic, you understand the dynamic. They had the phone conversation or the conversation like, okay, so which one? Okay, blah blah blah. So that's how I feel about Kanye.
Yeah,
Put it out there and then let the people choose, and whoever likes it likes it. So Kanye and Candace Owens, Kanye designed a shirt that says "White Lives Matter." Candace Owens was seen with him wearing it. Black Twitter, Instagram, group text. Black America is pretty outraged by it. I've heard some different from like, how dare he do this, or he's trolling, to he's a genius, and you just gotta understand that Kanye's speaking to a higher power, some shit like that, some a higher plane that we're not understanding. You know what I mean? I just think it's yay being yay.
that that's like the easiest like way to even just to damn these niggas can't catch. That's like the easiest way of putting it in my opinion. Like I think that that brother he does everything for a reason, and ultimately, agree, disagree, no opinion on it at all. He gonna do what he want to do, and that's like he's earned that right. He's lived that right his entire life. Like I mean, George Bush doesn't care about black people. First of all, George Bush, I'm sure, was offended by that. Like, there might have been white people that were Bush supporters. It could have been black people that were Bush supporters that just weren't behind him saying that shit on national TV during a time of crisis.
Mike Myers wasn't with it.
Chris Tucker might have not been. I mean, everybody seemed like they were thrown off by it, right? It's a
Mhm.
random comment to make on national TV, considering what's going on. And that's like the biggest thing that he took away from it because that's what he saw. So that was his synopsis of what he saw. And I think that with the climate of today, him doing that shirt for his Yeezy Seasons 9 out in Paris it stole the headlines over all them expensive, which he kind of put it on his page. It stole the headlines of the entire fashion week already. Like, you know what I mean? And to quote him greatly in his music, no one man should have all that power. Like, because like why does he have the power to get ruffle people's feathers like it? And I get it, it's because a lot of Black America does love his music. A lot of Black America does stand behind this dude. Like he is somebody, and I think because especially the way his career started, everybody has an attachment to the what old Kanye, right, used to be. But to me, old Kanye has never left. I don't think he makes the same kind of music, and I don't think that he lives the same type of lifestyle. So I think that obviously he can't be what he used to be because he's not what he used to be. But like at the same time, he's still the same outspoken dude that he was then.
Well, you
There's
know what it is, right?
change in his life. Like
You know the difference.
what?
People identified with the message, the old message. So now when the message is going in their favor, it's it's okay. Now, excuse me, when the message is going in their favor, it's cool. but now that it's not, it's problematic. And here's how I looked at it. I I I I didn't like it. I wouldn't have done it. I think that it because of because of the racial dynamics in America today, I think for those who like would really buy into that, it's just problematic. But at the same time, I think there needs to be a balancing act in society for how we view those things. Because think about some of the white people who are offended by Black Lives Matter. And I could say that, dude, you're wrong for being offended by Black Lives Matter. You like that should that should not be a problem. You know, Black Lives Matter, period. So when you just isolate it and put it in a vacuum, I say you should be okay with somebody black wearing white lives matter, period. In a vacuum. But we don't live in a vacuum. So let's pull it out, right? And let's see how it makes an effect. And if it's makes a negative effect on black people, I think it's bad. But I also think that black people should stop giving it power. No one man should have all that power, like you said, because when you talk about it, when you tweet about it, when you bring it, when you talk about it on your show, it's in your group text, you share the post, you're outraged by it, it does exactly what he said it would. And if we're being perfectly honest, if this is an attack on the Black Lives Matter movement, not the sentiment, but the actual organization, I mean, we saw their financials.
Well, we all know it's fraud. That shit's fraudulent. And the thing is that people still supported it too, knowing that it was fraudulent. And like because the I don't know if they trademarked it. I don't even know if you can. Like I'm assuming you could. It's because it's a statement, right? Like you could trademark that. But like we all know that the statement wise that Black lives do, first of all, they do matter. And the idea, of course, behind the statement in general was it seems like it didn't. So that's where it came from. But the fact that people are getting ruffled over the switching of one word in the statement is just kind of ridiculous to me because we got so much better stuff to be worried about than Kanye putting that shit on a cotton t-shirt. Like everybody's got their own personal shit that they got to deal with, whether you work for somebody, you have your own business, you don't work for anyone, and you don't have your own business. Like there's so much more out here to be worried about. I mean, people have got kids. Like there's just so much. Think about the way that people get upset and put shit, the type of energy that they put into that type of stuff. And if they just channel that energy and put it into anything else that they do in life, how much better off they would be. It's not to say that you can't have an opinion on it and it be right or wrong opinion. There is no right or wrong way to feel, right? But like at the same time, come on, man. Why are people like
no, there's a right way.
getting so upset about a statement that in reality, whether it needs to be said or not, is true? Because
There,
white lives do matter.
so question for you: do you support him making the shirt?
Yeah, as an artist, I think that like he has the freedom of speech to do what he wants, and if that's kind of like what he wants to put together, by golly, he should be able to do it. Do
Would you
I
wear it?
do I support the shirt? Nah, because I wouldn't buy the shirt. So like that shows if I support it or not. Like, would I put my money towards it? Because that's what it is. He put it out as a statement, but like at the same time, it's still a piece of clothing. And so like, nah, would I buy the shirt? No.
Would you wear it if it were given to you?
I need to see the front of it. If the front of it's hot, yeah.
It has like I think like a pope on it.
Like the Pope, but I need to see, I'd actually really do need to see the shirt, like see it. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, if I think it's hot, yeah, I'll wear it. Like I have a Confederate patch. Obviously we'll do custom hats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do a jacket with the Confederate patch on a jacket. And so like I knew that if I ever wore it out, that there would be people that would say something to me. some people might even try and put their hands on me. But the thing is that like the point of the hat was, or a hat, like I didn't decide if I was going to do it as a hat or like a jacket or like whatever. But putting the patch on it in general would have been more so of the design of like what I wanted to put on it, and not, it didn't have anything to do with how I felt about it. It would have had everything to do with what I thought would look good in the theme of whatever it is that I was trying to make it as.
Okay, so do you think that's problematic for black culture, for someone to embrace something that many would say is anti-black culture?
I think it ultimately does depend on what it is. I look at that as a flag, and I understand specifically with that, like what that flag means to some, and what era that flag came from, and what it stems from. Right?
Okay.
Like that would be like me on Halloween if I dressed up as a Ku Klux Klan member, right? Like I would never do that. But like at the same time, can basically, if Kanye wanted to put on a white sheet, how would people react to that? Like to me, that's a little bit more direct. Like that's some direct ass shit. Like a White Lives Matters t-shirt is not direct at all, because the statement is true, right? Like it's true.
Mhm.
It's a true statement. Whether it has to be said or not, it still is a true statement. And so the reason behind him doing it, I mean, he explained it, is basically what I just said. He said, because it's true. And so
And it's a rollout.
yeah, exactly. He could have put Mexican lives matter. I mean, he could have put anyone's lives matter. And with it, I think it's uproar because it's white. And I think that like the weird part about it is that white people specifically are, they're white, bro. Like they've been running the world, it seems like, to a degree, and they are
But they're not allowed to be. So here's the weird thing, right? We can show up anywhere in a shirt that says "Proud Black Man," and you go, "Okay, he's a proud black man." But if someone white does it, you go, "Oh wow, proud." Well, a shirt that says "Proud White Man," you go, "Wow, he's a racist."
yeah. What does that mean?
And here's a weird thing, I guess, like a paradigm shift that like our society needs is that no matter where you are, like on the racial power totem pole or whatever group you identify with, you should be able to be prideful in that, and it shouldn't be offensive. Like my black pride should not offend someone who is Latin American. My black pride shouldn't offend someone who's white. Someone's white pride shouldn't offend someone who's black. But I think the problem is, especially in America, because of the way that this country was built, the history of the country, that a white pride or like a white lives matter, that sentiment right there, it speaks to the oppression of others.
Precisely. That's really the best way to put it. And I think that, are we more upset with Kanye for putting the shirt on and making it and wearing it, or are we upset at white people? And like, I think that that's like where we got to really ask ourselves: are we putting this energy in the right area? And it's like you coon, right? That's like kind of what black people want to say. You coon.
David, wake up.
Hi. No, you keep going.
Why are you furthering? Oh,
Chase Davis on the beat.
why are you furthering?
Put that shit on.
That's like kind of like the black sentiment about it. And it is just kind of just like, man, we are straying further and further away from what the real issue is by that type of shit.
Well, I think that there's so much wrong with the way that Black America is trying to attack the quote unquote issues in Black culture. And I put it in quote unquote, right? Because for one, the loud voices of the liberal Black left want us to think the same way. And like they want I'm not bothered by the shirt because I don't think it means anything.
Me
I
neither.
don't think it empowers white people to be any more white than they already are.
I don't even think it necessarily empowers black people. Like, I mean, like,
I don't think white people even give a damn about the shirt. I think it's black media covering it.
fucking people that care about that shit.
But that's the problem. Think about the stuff that black media covers. Think about like the prominent, loud black voices. You know what I mean? Baller Alert, The Shade Room, The Spiritual Word. Name that loud. Justin LeBoy. I mean, The Breakfast Club. The places that Black America goes to consume information and the information that is given to us from our own quote unquote sources are the problem. Like, hey dog, go read something of substance. Hey, Breakfast Club, can you give us something to make us smarter on a regular basis, not like every now and again, you know? Uh, why do I care? Like, I was on Spiritual Word the other day, and not like just on it, just it was in my feed. And it had something with a rose on it. What is spiritual about a darn woman sex toy? I'm confused here. And why does our community get so consumed in the lives of entertainers? I, I mean, we're sitting here talking about entertainer, but I mean, our life is much larger than these entertainers, and we don't.
And more importantly, let's just keep it 100. At this point, I think what do you think Kanye's last great album was? Great. Yeah, great.
I thought Life of Pablo was a great album personally.
All right, so that's 2016.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about it's been, in your opinion, 6 years since he dropped a great project. The man isn't even an entertainer. Like, he is an entertainer, but like he's not even an entertainer anymore. This dude, since that album, he's became a billionaire. He sells clothing, shoes. He's got school. He's doing all this other shit. Like, I don't even want to call him an entrepreneur. Like,
no, he's a mogul.
Yeah, like
conglomerate.
Yeah, like, I mean, it said best on his Sierra Leone remix by Jay-Z. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Like I don't think that like Kanye. I don't even think he's an entertainer anymore. Like he's something different from that now, and so it's just like he's relevant still, and that I think that's like the one thing that makes it so taboo for everybody is the fact that Kanye through it all has remained relevant. Like he's somebody would go in hiding. Kanye used to go, like when he would drop out, like he would not talk for like a year or two. And, then would pop out. He'd either tweet. I used to love his fucking Twitter, bro. Like when I was in high school, I used to have the alert on and everything. I mean, obviously I followed him, but like he was so great on Twitter because he would drop a lot of gems, and he still drops gems. Even today, through the bullshit that everybody likes to look at and talk about, he still be saying some real shit. And like a lot of people do though. Like there's people that don't have the platform that feel the same way as him that say real shit too. And like,
hey, question for you though.
Go for it.
Do you think Kanye is irresponsible with his influence, comma, does he have a I guess is he entitled to positively represent Black America?
Chuck said it best, man. I am not a role model. I think that parents should be people's role models. So no, I don't think that to answer the latter part of it, no, I don't think that he has to be that figure. Absolutely not. I don't believe that. I think that everybody should latch on to what it is that they do believe. To some, he is, of course, right? Like, I think that you should just latch on to what it is. There have been plenty of bad influences. Hitler used to exist, and I don't think motherfuckers latched on to that. He was in the media too.
And I mean, no, they latched on to it. I mean, it started a world war.
Some people, it depended on what your fancy was, like what you agreed with. Look at Matt stepping up in the pocket. There's a flag though. Oh, it's not holding. But I think
So
you have to latch on to whatever it is that you see. I mean, for him,
let's let's
he
hang out here for a reason. Hold on, let's hang out here for a for a second. On this, what Charles Barkley said, because I talked about this on Tuesday's pod a little bit,
okay.
and the way that what's my man's name, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came out against Kyrie Irving, and he said he was a buffoon, said he pretty much devalued what other athletes have done and set them back as just being viewed by dumb jocks. And I kind of took the point of, you're an entitled fuck, Mr. Abdul Jabbar, to think that people aren't smart enough to understand good and bad, stupid and dumb. And
But you said it best, I believe. Literally, I think I don't know if maybe I did hear it on the clip or something, but like, you said it best. I mean, he's a get off my lawn old man, bro.
oh yeah, but
That's like
he's a get off my lawn old man. And then what really got me about Kareem Abdul Jabbar is, hey dog, you are
come on,
Jesus, Matt Ryan. You are 7 feet tall. You are 7 feet tall. You're from New York. You went to college in LA. You spent a little bit of time. Where do you spend time at? In Milwaukee. And you go back to LA, and you're a Muslim. You don't represent the ideals of blue collar Black America.
he does it, and on top of that, I just think that it's just like, bro, there's nothing wrong with you saying your piece. Like, you're headed off this earth here soon, and we all know that. And like, the older you get, I have to imagine the more unfiltered you become as a person. Hell, I know I've seen it out of my grandparents. Like, they always didn't mind saying no shit. Like, because at the end of the day, you've held your tongue probably long enough in your life, and
Yeah.
the older you get, you have less time, and it's just like, well, this is how I fucking feel. And sometimes it's good that you say that, because then the younger generation can look at that and be like, you know what? Sometimes they weren't wrong. They were absolutely right. I think with their case, I think that those are just a bunch of dudes, like with Kareem specifically, targeting certain basketball players. Kareem is also somebody that made not as much money as them, and like I feel like that's like a big
that's part of it.
Part of like, because Shaq and Chuck are they're more, and Shaq being more recent than Chuck, but they're more recently guys that have played in the league. And like, Shaq is obviously, we talked about this with fucking Rudy Gobert, bro. Like, he's pissed because it's just like, I can't believe that this nigga is getting this amount of money. And like, I was the most dominant player in the league. And even though I made a lot of money, I didn't even make that in a contract. And he's like upset, but it's just like, Shaq, it's a decade later, brother. Kobe Bryant didn't make that type of money either. Like,
and here's the thing I'll say.
They're about to be out of field goal range.
Yeah, they are out of field goal range. Chuck will say some crazy stuff, but I listen to enough Chuck, even when he starts doing his car wash stuff. Chuck does not come off as like a hater.
Jesus.
He comes off as, but the point of this piece is, I don't like what Kyrie reposted. I don't even think we should talk about Sandy Hook unless we're saying RIP to the victims, okay? He posted some Alex Jones nonsense, and maybe he's a buffoon for that post. But I just find it comical.
That comment by Kareem also came, like, he posted that a long time ago.
But I find it comical.
Recent as hell. It wasn't that fucking recent. It wasn't in September. He posted that shit in like July. Like,
well, Kareem had to get to it when he could. But I just find it comical that we want to defend free speech. We want to allow people to have a voice. We want to have athletes be more than athletes. And then the second an athlete says something we don't like, or an entertainer says something we don't like, these false gods, these bad role models that people shouldn't look up to, people get upset when they do it. Like, dude, I don't know how, and maybe it's something we put our brains together one day and figure out how do we change the dynamic in Black culture so people will stop trying to pursue these careers that are very difficult to pursue. And I mean, and not pursue them, but fall in love with and idolize them, right? What are the chances that you are going to be a professional athlete? Very low, because
Even
there's a lot that's out of your control. Like, you can't control your genetics, you can't control your injuries, you can't control when you hit your athletic peak. There's just so much stuff out of your control. Um, a rapper, hell, rap, cool, that's great, but what if you never meet the right producer? What if the right person never hears your music? Like, these are pie in the sky. Shout out to Baked Pie, but these are pie in the sky dreams. Or you want to go be a dope boy or a scammer, right? Yeah, high risk, high reward,
mm-hmm.
but there's not a path that you can carve out for yourself to help you get to that goal. You can try, but dude, if you want to be a professional, you just want to be a middle class American, you know, eventually buy you a house in your 30s, raise your family, and all that good stuff. That's what we need. We need a Black middle class. Everybody wants to go rags to riches. The way
Red,
you go rags to yeah, but
red.
the way you get rags to riches is you do it generationally. You slowly elevate each generation. Where if you take out student loans, maybe you handle your money in a way so your children don't have to take out student loans. Maybe you didn't invest in the stock market at a young age because you didn't know jack shit about it, but you finally learn about it. So you teach your kids at a young age to do that. You take out a great life insurance policy so that when you pass away, your kids get some cold hard cash that they can use to better their life. You know that I think that's what gets missed. Not, oh, let me put my chains on, let me put that shit on, let me go play football, let me go sell dope, let me just yeah, like let me. Again, we just had a damn near 30-minute conversation about, granted, a mogul, somebody who's very talented,
A
but an
man
entertainer.
that we all know from multiple different avenues.
Yeah,
But
but like we,
specifically us, I mean, because we grew up on it. When
yeah,
he became relevant, when he became a known figure,
yeah,
it
he's
was
an entertainer.
as a producer first, and then as an artist, and then the third thing would have been a controversial take person was like the last between even like I said, if it starts with the George Bush hates black people comment, like
I just
I love how people and the internet is so great in 2022 in a sense of I love how Kanye went. Oh, look
oh
like
yeah.
a ball came out. But I love how people. I love the internet sometimes because I saw a picture of George Bush and the quote under it said, "Kanye West don't like black people." Or no, Kanye West don't care about black people. Like, but it's like a picture of like George Bush and like it's his quote, but it's obviously like But.
Bro, and I just we're gonna transition in a second, but
Yeah.
I just wish Black people would accept and realize that we are more. We are more than just one way of thinking. We are more than just one agenda. We are more than one political party. We are more than looking up to our celebrities. Uh, to look up to the businessman in your hometown. Look up to the lawyer, the good insurance salesman.
Yeah.
Look up to these people, man. These are the role models. Look up to the guy on the school board, the principal. The good Black teacher who comes back, gives back to the community. Look up to these people, man. All right, dude. What's your thoughts on Draymond not trying to, jumping into the pool fist first?
Hmm. That's a great setup. When I read it, my first thought was this happens a lot. Uh-oh. That's some shade?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, my first thought overall was just that this happens, and I know it now. Look, I'm just somebody that played high school, and I wasn't even on the team long enough in college to have got to really experience that. I mean, there was a lot of shit talking, but like, regardless, this stuff happens in locker rooms, locker room / on the court. Like, this happens. You know, they teammates get into spats. It doesn't mean that they don't fuck with each other. It doesn't mean anything like that. I think that it just comes with the territory of the sport, and it just happens. Now I don't know. I know that there were a lot of rumors going around, and then Iggy he had to kind of clear the air on it, right? He went on Twitter and he was like, "Y'all not about to talk about my young guy like this." I don't know if you saw his tweet on that, but yeah, he made it. He tweeted out basically he wasn't gonna let them talk about JP like that. And
what are they saying?
Huh?
What were they saying about him?
Well, the thought was that they said that the report said that sources within the locker room said that Jordan Poole had been acting different since, the idea of the contract coming. So basically money's changing him already. He hadn't even gotten it yet. But like
I've listened to Draymond talk about him specifically. This was months ago. And he talked about Jordan taking some time to kind of accept the Warriors' way of doing business. Uber confident guy, and you can tell from his game he has immense confidence. He's super talented. I mean, he's Jordan Clarkson. He's Lou Williams. He's Tyler Hero. He may be the best version of that, but he's a bucket who can't get other people involved, and he doesn't play defense. And he and Draymond had some issues because Draymond talked about, hey, do this, go there, you get the ball here, so they had basketball friction already. And Jordan Poole played a role in them winning a championship. He probably feel like Draymond is a bum. He done fell off. He ain't what he used to be. Maybe he doesn't appreciate all that Draymond does, and he probably just was saying a little bit too much. And Draymond was being extra. That's Draymond. Like, he being extra.
He's allowed.
But Draymond is like, nah, dog. Like,
well, first of all, this culture, the championships, that ring that we got on your finger, brother, we established this here.
Yeah.
Nigga, wasn't no fucking winning culture before we got here. We created this culture. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to do the Warrior way, then get on. Like, bro, why should they pay you? And not even, but if he said something to that extent, like, he probably didn't mean it on some, bro, I don't want you to get paid and that I don't want you to be on the team. Like, it was nothing like that. But it was also like hey, man, you all right? Like, he just like hey,
are you good?
Like, and I could see how that would be, because Draymond is probably 31, 32.
33. Like 33.
Wow, he's 33. And Poole is 22, 23, maybe 24. But so two different eras of people, and everybody looks at stuff differently. And that's why, I look at it even just from the perspective of brothers fight. Like, brothers do fight.
Yeah, 23.
And I know it because I mean, I'm a brother, right? Like, I have brothers. And I'm talking literal blood. And obviously, they're not blood brothers, but because they're teammates, it's like that. It's the same thing with friendships and stuff.
Dog, but just keep it on teammates. Think about the guy on the team who's not as good as he think he is, and he's still just popping shit. And it's like, hey, yo, relax, dog. Chill. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Just no. Taking bad shots, bro. Stop. We win here. And the numbers come, but we win first. I mean, come on now. You heard what he said to KD?
Right. He'll talk
you heard what what he said to Bron? Bron was like, hey, man, I got kids. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when he's done this in games, and he and LeBron are business partners, really good friends.
Yeah, he's at his wedding. Like, they're good friends.
Yeah, like he and KD have
enough friends.
Him and KD have a pretty good relationship. At one point, they did. I don't know how good it is now, but they've been on each other's podcasts.
Yeah, I was about to say post. They did the pods together,
Yeah.
and it certainly, even if they're not friends, they clearly respect each other regardless.
Exactly.
So,
and he's crossed those lines with those people, and I could imagine. This is speculation here. He probably crossed that line with Jordan. Jordan was like, "Nah, bro, I ain't.
I'm
It
not
ain't that." And then he got punched on. And I listened to Skip and Shannon talk about it
young
today.
niggas love smoke too, and so like it was probably one of those things like, bro, you're not gonna do shit, and he probably got up in his face and told him that he wasn't gonna do shit. Like
So he had to hit him.
You're not a grown man or some shit. Like a nigga won't put you in your place. Like I'm not saying like, and it's not to say that Draymond's justified by his actions based on what was reported, but at the same time, like I said, to compare it to just a brotherhood in general, because I feel like that's what that stuff is like, kind of in those locker rooms. You know, I'm not gonna let my little brother get up in my face and try and tell me if we already are disputing, and then if he says some shit to me and acts like I won't do something, I will do it. Like I really will do it, and like he should know that. But he knows that, because you shouldn't feel that comfortable talking to me no type of way either. Like if I'm the elder statesman and I done helped you win a championship, or in the case like with my younger brother, if I've helped you do this, that, and the third when we were younger, when we got older as men, like, nah, you're not just gonna talk to me in any kind of way. Like there should be a respect that you have for me to where you do it, even if I need to hear it. You're gonna do it a certain kind of way. We're not gonna just talk to me no kind of way.
And Draymond knows his value to that organization. Like I heard people saying trade Draymond. I go, you really think Jordan Poole is more valuable to the Warriors today than Draymond Green?
They're gonna have a big thing that they have to deal with, because I would not give Draymond a max deal.
Well, that's another conversation.
That is, but I'm just saying he is in the last year of his contract. So,
well, you know, the Warriors are like the second favorite to win the championship this year, according to the GMs.
I don't think they're gonna repeat.
I don't think they're gonna repeat either.
I think the West. I know it sounds crazy. There's so much parity in the NBA this season after all these moves. Like the East is pretty fucking deep, but the West, with all the West was already deep, but now everybody's returning from injury. So like it's just kind of like, I mean, Denver and the Clippers are players because they got motherfuckers back. So you just New Orleans has a motherfucker back that's supposed to be the best player on the team, and they already were. They took the defending West champs to 6 in the first round. So it's the West is already them boys in Memphis still riding out. They were the number 2. They gonna be better.
The Suns are still gonna be good.
Suns are still gonna be good. Minnesota was the 7th seed, and they added a 3-time defensive player of the year to go with that what they had, and them like ain't gonna be better. Like the Lakers
are gonna make a move.
The Lakers, regardless of if they make a move or not, if they keep Russ, the Lakers, assuming health, will be better. And Russ will be better with them this year. Like, he's going to be better with them. Like, there's going to be more continuity with that unit, like, regardless of what happens. Like, they're going to be better.
And Luka and Dallas are going to be bad.
They added Christian Wood, though. Nice move. It was a good move. It was a good move. Come on.
Sacramento's going to put a product on the court that you're going to want to watch.
Keegan Murray is going to be the guy. Sacramento, right, they're going to be better. Even if they're still a non-playoff factor, they won't be just if you're in the Pacific Division and you play them 4 times a year, it's not, oh, yeah, we're going to sweep them type shit. They're going to give you a run 2 of those games for sure.
OKC is going to win 14 games.
Yeah, they're going to be bad. But that's just because Chet's gone, and I don't think Shea wants to be there. And you know that
Shea, bring Shea back to LA.
My man, what's my man out in Toronto?
Siakam?
The GM.
Oh, Masai Ujiri.
Oh yeah, Mr. Ujiri. He's looking at it. He's like, Toronto product. We got something that we could definitely trade to get them. Whether they wanted to.
Siakam.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, okay, I'd do it.
Or
trade them Barnes. Fuck it. Trade Barnes. They would want Barnes anyways over Siakam.
Or
Barnes is like the piece. and then they throw in a pick and maybe something else, and they get them for that, bro. You put Shea with Van Vliet and Siakam, and they got Gary Trent still too. Like, bro, I mean, that team could be. They could. There's certainly Toronto's a playoff team, so like, and man, it gets real. The NBA is going to be interesting as fuck this year.
Or the Lakers say, "Hey, y'all want Russ back, don't you? Unload his contract."
It would work
I'm just
from that
saying.
perspective. He comes back and plays there. They're
Yeah,
gonna
and then Russ,
get his number.
Russ,
Somebody will still pay Russ $20 million next season.
yeah, the Knicks.
Somebody will.
But just a couple things on this GM survey. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I didn't think we're gonna talk too much about Kanye and Black America. I always think the GM surveys are stupid, and it's crazy because the GMs are the ones who are supposed to know the most basketball. But year in and year out, we see that they make a lot of mistakes. Which team will win the finals? Bucks 43%, Warriors 25%, Clippers 21%, Celtics 11%. Last year the top team was the Brooklyn Nets at 72%. I don't know how you can pick the Boston Celtics to win a championship without their head coach, and he's the reason why they got to the championship. Nothing really changed on the roster, just the guy who was on the bench, and we're like, oh, 11% of GMs. So that's three. That's what 32 teams. That's four GMs. 4 GMs.
11%.
Think they're gonna make it?
Yeah, not 3.
But here's the weird thing. Luka is the not overwhelming. He's the favorite at 48% to win the MVP, and I'm like, Dallas isn't going to win enough games. They're going to be an 8 seed. They're in the play-in next year.
Giannis should be the favorite.
Giannis is after him, then Embiid, then Steph.
I'm gonna be honest. Based on, and we'll see, we know that it's going to work through Embiid, but based on kind of what we see with Harden clearly losing weight, and we know that if he can get back to scoring, I mean, that's a motherfucker, bro. That is a 30. That's a 30-10 dude. Like, and the Sixers can easily win the most games in the East this year, if not the NBA in totality. I don't see why James Harden's name's not brought up enough. And I get it. It's because we have to go based off what we saw last year. But he's somebody. I mean, I know that it's not expected for Kawhi to do it because he hasn't been in it. Even when he has been healthy, he's never been like the front runner. But man, I mean, what about the Clippers? The Clippers to me are going to be the best team in the West. They're loaded. They're loaded. If they're healthy,
Will they be able to share the ball?
Loaded. They're loaded. Have you looked at that roster?
I know, but there's a lot of people who are going to get
so loaded, bro. Kawhi can miss if it's 82 games. Kawhi can play 60 and miss 22.
Well, you know he's going to. It's Kawhi.
Bro, they're going to miss so many games because of how loaded they are.
Kawhi's missing 25 games.
They're loaded. They're going to win so many games this year. Like, they're loaded.
You got to think about people like Ja as well. Like, Ja can be in the MVP conversation.
I don't think Memphis won't be the 2 seed again, though. So, like, that's the issue with them. They're not going to – to me, they're not going to win enough games because the West is much more competitive now.
Dame is back too, baby.
And they're going to be a lower playoff team.
If they are a playoff team, hopefully he gets upset.
I think that they'll be there for the 8 and 7. I think they'll be there. You got to think about it. They just paid Simmons all that money to basically be McCollum 2.0, and then they got what's his face from Detroit. My boy that was in Denver. They just got him, Grant.
Yeah.
So like, brother, I mean, and they have
Jeremy Grant.
They have Nurkic. Like, bro, they have a decent little team, I guess. The question is, can Chauncey coach? We don't really know because this past year we didn't get to see it. So that'll be a question there. But, I mean, Denver, we know Denver's a playoff team. I mean, Denver's been doing it without their guys. Now they get them both back. They can be healthy. Somebody's going to get injured this season again. We know that.
Let's listen to something dumb. Which player is most likely to have a breakout season in 2022, 2023? Give me a guess of your number one.
Breakout?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that means not only playing really well, but then, like, their team's a in the playoffs. Because of course, the easy answer for me is Colin. I think Colin's going to have a fantastic season in Utah.
Well,
But breakout player, Evan Mobley, I guess.
Wow, you got it right. It was Evan Mobley.
Really? Well, that would be who I would guess. Yeah, but I've told you kind of how I feel about him. I think Evan Mobley can come out and for real, I think he is the best player on the Cavs, and that's just my opinion. But I think he could have one of those years where he does average 20 and 12 and like 3 blocks this year. I do think that he could have that type of year because he has all the tools.
Russ is slow.
He
does. So number 2's Kate Cunningham, tied for second with Anthony Edwards. Number 4, Zion Williamson. I think he already
did have his breakout year, and that was his second year.
Others receiving votes: Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
I don't know how he breaks out. Like, what the fuck does Rudy do? Has he developed a post game, a mid range jumper? like what is his skill set says?
Rudy averages 20 a game.
Then we got Jalen Green, Tyrese Halliburton, Jonathan Kuminga, Tyrese Maxey, Ben Simmons, Anthony Simons, and Franz Wagner.
To me, breakout has to be a guy that has a year unlike any year he had. Like Ja was a candidate technically last year. He would have been the break. That's why he won Most Improved. He was the breakout player because even though we knew he was good and they made the playoffs the year before, or they made the play-in or whatever.
This is terrible. This is fucking terrible. Best point guard in the NBA, Steph Curry, followed by Luka, followed by Chris Paul and Trae Young. Steph Curry with 72%. Best shooting guard, Devin Booker, 45%. Luka, 28%. Steph Curry,
so where 17%. All right, yeah, okay.
But best small forward.
Guards. Let's just not even give them a position of positionless guards.
Best small forward.
Really a small forward anyways, but
listen to this. Best small forward, KD at 45%, Jason Tatum at 24%, Luka Doncic at 17%, LeBron at 10%, Kawhi at 3%. I'm sorry.
It's positionless basketball, bro.
I'm sorry. Jason Tatum is not better at basketball than LeBron James today as we speak. I'm sorry. He's just not. I don't care if they went to the finals and LeBron and them didn't make the playoffs. I don't care. Jason Tatum is not better than LeBron at basketball. Who's the best power forward? Giannis at 86%. Okay. LeBron at 10%. KD at 3%. Best center? Jokic at 79%. Embiid at 17%. Giannis at 3%.
Somehow Embiid is second in the MVP, but he's vastly not better than Jokic according to the GMs. That doesn't make any sense. But
Ernie Grunfeld was a GM in the NBA for a very long time.
79% is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 4 out of 5 GMs are saying that this guy is better. And he is, in my opinion. I mean, that's why he's got 2 MVPs. Like, he is better. I think he is better than him. I just think that his overall game is better. Obviously, Embiid's a better scorer.
And defender.
I think Jokic doesn't even get the respect he deserves as a defender. I don't think he's that bad of a defender. So,
I don't think he deserves respect.
Well, he's a hell of a passer, too. I mean, like
as a defender, not as a basketball player.
Some people would argue that Jokic might be the best passer in the league. Seriously, better than most point guards. For real. When you actually watch highlights and shit too, bro, that he's got eyes in the back of his head. He's got great court vision. He's just a center.
Yeah. Look at Skip Bayless. Look at this man right now. This is who y'all watch on TV every day. Can you look at the screen, please? All right, man. Let's talk some football.
Let's talk some football.
Well,
disappointing, Matt Ryan.
Almost an hour in, and let's talk Falcons first.
We are all here to do what Falcons do. Look at that.
Rise up.
Big showdown this weekend. Who's number 1 in the division?
I know. Who would have thought that in week 5 going to Tampa, that would actually be a legitimate question and that we would be playing for that already.
Who would have thought we should be 3-1 and
Could be 4-0.
should be 4-0.
Could be 4-0, should be 3-1, but are still a shocking 2-2.
Yeah.
And it's not that shocking when you break it down, kind of how we won, who we played and won those games against. But like, also coming into the season, 1-3 would have been to me what I thought tops. Like I was like, okay, we could probably beat Seattle. That was kind of what I thought. The Cleveland game, even without Watson, I think we all were like, coming into the season, that's probably a loss.
Yeah.
There you go, Matt. Think about it. Matt's not even playing great, and they can still win this game. That's what makes
because the Broncos aren't good. They're not a good football team.
It's not a good offensive coach. I think
Russell Wilson.
Aaron Rodgers and fucking Devontae Adams hiding up. They were hiding a lot of that guy. I mean, because clearly LaFleur was not the play caller, right?
No, LaFleur was the play caller.
Oh, well, then even more reason why Hackett probably shouldn't be a head coach. And I know Aaron Rodgers.
Hackett can't hack it.
Well, why Hackett's a hack?
He's fucking Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
But yeah, Falcons are first. We won a game where we did not really pass the ball at all against
the most Falcon thing ever. We did something the Falcons don't do, and that's run the ball effectively and down people's throats. We beat Cleveland at their own game.
Yeah.
And they had better running backs than us. Our best running back basically didn't play in the second half. And he's not, for what it's worth, I mean, fuck it. I don't care what anyone says. Cordell Patterson still ain't a running back in my eyes. Like, he still is not just a running back. So, like, he's still not just a running back. And
he's top 5 in the league in rushing right now.
After not playing a whole half.
I told you this year is going to be the return of the run.
It has been. That's not even, it's not a hot take. It's not a cold take. It's a right take. That's what we call that.
And honestly, here's where the analysis came from. I just kept hearing linebackers are smaller because they want to move in space. Teams are running more nickel and dime defenses. And I go, at some point, someone's going to say, you know what? These boys are light in the britches. Let's just run the ball down their fucking throat.
Yeah, and I think that that was a big part of I think I put it in the group. The Falcons posted it. Coach Arthur Smith was mic'd up. He said we are going to run the fucking ball, is what he said, and he kept emphasizing that. He's like, hey man. He went over to Lindstrom and he's like, hey man, we're about to run the fucking ball. He's like, you ready? like, bro, I love that shit. I want to put that shit almost on a t-shirt because the Falcons are top 5 in rushing. The defense hasn't been great or good for that matter, but have they showed up at the right time of games. It seems like they've been showing up when they need to. And that's something that we haven't had. We haven't had the defense show up at the right time. Grady Jarrett is putting the icing on the cake on that second down or third down. And then when it's third or fourth down, the quarterback has to throw the ball there in an obvious pass situation, and the DBs are making the play. They're picking the ball. And that's how they literally 2 straight games have closed the game that way. Grady Jarrett sack, up the middle, pick. And I love it. As much as we wanted us to lose, man, I'm really it's refreshing and it's exciting to watch this team already develop so quickly before our eyes, because next year they're gonna have the money, and like we know we need a quarterback at the end of the day, and unless they're gonna hurry up and throw Ritter in, like, which if we're winning, they're not gonna do that. So like,
I can't go to the bins to watch a home game and be like, man, I really care about that draft pick. I can't do it.
It's hard. It's hard because it's like you don't want your team to be good. And for so many years, we wanted our team to be good, and they just kept being bad. And now this year, we have no expectation. We come in, we watch them, and we say, man, tie ball game. And now we come in with, like I said, no expectation, and now we're excited, like, about like the brand of football that we're playing. Like,
And I think part of it is the brand of football because you go, this is sustainable. Because,
and being effective with it, and it's consistent.
and granted, we didn't throw the ball very much, but the receiving core is performing much better than expectations. Like they're getting open. And I think that's the one thing we haven't seen since Kyle left was the hey, they're just open. It doesn't matter who's running the route. They're just open because we have good plays. And we have a good play caller who can dial it up, he can scheme it up, he can set it up. And you go, like Arthur Smith is never going to get the credit he deserves as a play caller unless the Falcons go on a crazy run because he came from Tennessee and he had Derrick Henry and now he's in Atlanta and we're just not glamorous football markets.
Not so hot take. Arthur Smith didn't even want Matt Ryan there last year in reality. And I'm starting to think that more and more because like I think that of course he wants a mobile quarterback for the offense that he's running. Because Ryan Tannehill could even run the ball a little, right? So like
Ryan Tannehill went to Texas A&M as a receiver.
wide receiver, right? So he can Ryan Tannehill probably runs a 4.5, so he can move. And the offensive line, I mean, Jesus Christ, I can't believe it. I'm saying it. They're the most improved group on the team. They, for what it's worth, through technically what would be, I know it's 17 games, but through the first quarter of the season, they've been the MVP unit, in my opinion. I give the offensive line a ton of credit for the way that they played. And, of course, him being a tight ends coach at heart before he was even the offensive coordinator in Tennessee, he has his hands on that to a degree. He's a relatively big man himself. And so, like, Arthur Smith, we knew that we kind of had a coach when we won 7 games last year because we should have. And so now I'm saying it, and I'm liking it. Now, what it's going to come down to is, Terry, are you going to get the right guys in here? Because the jury is out. I know Richie Grant got one of those game-sealing picks, but he didn't like that. We were like, well, what the fuck's up? The second-round pick's not playing. Like, it's guys like that. You know, Malone, Anderson this year. We're going to see more and more, you know, who's going to show up to play. Because, I mean, Pitts obviously was kind of a no-brainer, even though through the wins, we haven't really – I mean, he had a good game against Seattle, but he hasn't really been a factor this season, and we've still been competent.
I don't think that Pitts is going to get the offensive scheme and attention that Andy Reid would give him or his draft place would give him. You know what I mean?
He's been blocking well too. And I think that might be an underrated aspect of his game as a tight end, that he's so big too, though. And because of what he does, they don't expect it, but he's still a very good sized dude. He can line up with an athletic ass outside linebacker or DE.
Cam Jordan said he was too light in the britches.
Yeah, because they won the game. I wish those bums were fucking 0-4. They should be. Like, they suck. They do suck. And they have all that talent. So, like, I really don't want to hear it out of them. Like,
yeah, they have a bad coach.
I name a ton of players on that team. And so
they have a bad coach.
Yeah, which I said coming in, I was just like, I don't know why everybody's – and Alvin Kamara, I hate to say it, I'm not saying he's finished or anything, but, like, his shelf life looks like it's expired. It's accelerated. He
needs – he needs the Mark Ingram that he had at the beginning. He's not a workhorse.
But I'm just in general, I mean, he hasn't been impressive on any scale.
Yeah, Sean Payton's not calling plays, and Drew Brees talk about a check down artist. You talk about who can throw the flares with the best of them, slants with the best of them.
Oh, you know Michael knows that.
Yeah. That should be a pick. But it got called.
Wow. Give it to me. Fuck it. Now, can Russ run one in for us? Yeah, as I say, he threw that shit to 2 people.
Yeah, he did. And the referee got in the way.
This was an example of a fuck it, Sutton down there somewhere. But we'll take it. What was that, about a 50-yard pass?
Oh, boy, it wasn't even to Sutton. It was to number 12.
And Sutton took it.
Washington. It would have been picked off if the referee hadn't gotten away.
That nigga said, "Hey, Sutton said, give me that paycheck, baby." He's like, "That's my paycheck catch."
Yeah, so now they got to get him back because he ran all the way down there and he didn't get the ball. That was nice of Nathaniel Hackett to actually make a decent play call. So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Brady's 9-0 in his career against the Falcons.
I know he's never lost. I think it's his best win percentage.
Yes.
I know that he's undefeated against the Cowboys, but he's like 5-0 against. I think that literally he has his best win percentage ever is against the Atlanta Falcons.
So, do you think he gets his first loss to the Falcons?
If I'm going to be realistic, no. I don't expect us to win the game, but we will cover.
What's the line?
10. It's up to 10 now. It was 9.5. It's up to 10. I'm going to buy a half a point and throw it in my picks later. But nonetheless, I do think that we're going to cover. I think that we're going to
go.
Yeah. I am going.
I thought you were.
Yeah, I'm going to that game. I've never been to Tampa, so I'm excited about that alone. But I will be in attendance.
When are you flying?
Probably Saturday evening. I was gonna leave Friday, but then I was like, I just leave Saturday. I might even leave Sunday morning, honestly.
No. Go Saturday. Hit Ybor City.
I need to, and I want to do Burns Steakhouse. I know that's like the world famous with all the wine and stuff.
Yeah. Enjoy all that. Hit Ybor City.
I'm gonna probably stay at the Hard Rock, the Seminole, the hotel.
Yeah. With the casino.
Probably
hit Ybor City, man.
Legit, huh?
Yeah. It's.
Is it just like a bar scene, or
bars and clubs?
Give me a of somewhere we've been, or if we haven't been, you've been that you would compare. It's not like PB or anything, is it?
No, it's more gas lamp ish, but it's more. I won't say it's better because I live in San Diego, but it's more going on.
Okay.
It's yeah. You got more.
Russ.
You got a bit more hip hop. Like I went to a club in Ybor City. It was like bottom floor was rap. Second floor was Latin music. Third floor was like top 40s, mainly rap, but you got a little
top 40.
Yeah.
But rap music, pop music.
All right, man. So wow, I did that wrong. Let me change this.
Can Russ get in the fucking end zone for me?
Probably not. So
you're a little ahead of me. So you probably already are seeing it.
I wasn't even looking down at the TV or at the laptop.
Hold on. He is running. Come on. He's throwing. Damn, bro. He didn't throw that shit to nobody.
No, that's kind of what Russ does now.
Because if he's not gonna get me a touchdown, then I just hope that Matt Ryan wins the game. Like I really do. If
can I give you my new
shit in fantasy, bro? Then I need Matt Ryan to win this game.
That's fair. I mean, I still root for Matt Ryan. Can I give you my new leaderboard?
Yes.
All right, in order from best to worst. Chiefs are my number one team. Eagles 2, Bills 3, Niners 4, Ravens 5, Buccaneers 6.
4.
Yeah.
Is that big because of the big Monday night showing, or?
Yeah. And maybe it's
maybe the defense is definitely real.
The defense is real, and now that Jimmy has a week. Do I think the Buccaneers will beat the 49ers on Sunday if they played? No.
Maybe not today, but
and so that's why I'm
okay. I get it. Just today.
I mean, because look, I got the Buccaneers above the Packers. I got Buccaneers,
but they just lost to the Packers.
I know. I watched them against the Chiefs.
I mean, Minnesota's only losses to the Eagles on the road, and they
look here. Minnesota didn't crack my top 10,
and they beat Green Bay.
Yeah. Minnesota doesn't crack my top 10.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins and a rookie coach. Get out of here. So then I got Bucks. I got Packers, Dolphins, Cowboys, Jags, Bengals.
I think I agree with a lot of that. Well, hold on now. Rerun 6 through 10.
6 through 10, so 6 is Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, damn. The Bucks, Packers, 6 through 10 gets
Dolphins.
Dolphins, Jags, and Bengals.
Good. You don't have the Ravens in it.
No, yeah, the Ravens were 5. Ravens are 5.
You don't Falcon things up twice in a season and be considered a top 10 team. I think that top 10 teams don't do that. Or in your case, top 5 teams. They don't do that. They don't blow games. Not like that. You start talking about an 18 and a 21-point lead that you just blew. I get it. The coach deserves a lot of blame because of his play calling at certain aspects of the game. But, like, no, man, they didn't do enough. And I think that it shows because Lamar doesn't have the weapons. He's got one guy he can really depend on. Bateman's okay. Dobbins is back, and he did have a good showing against the Bills, which is a good defense, but they still lost the game. And so, like, to me, I mean, I hate to say it, Denver can play with Baltimore.
I can't say that.
Can. They beat the 49ers, right?
Jimmy's first game back. He hadn't practiced all off season. He need to get his timing back. Yeah.
If Matt Ryan had Jonathan Taylor tonight and Shaq Leonard playing, or even if Hines didn't go down, I bet that the Colts would probably be up right now because it's not like Matt Ryan's played great, but like at the same time,
What the hell is Russell doing?
Frank Reich's going to get fired if the Colts don't make the playoffs. And then they'll have to decide if they want to bring Matt Ryan back another year. But, like,
Do you keep Chris Ballard? Back to leaderboard. Who do you think the Chiefs are the best team in the league?
no.
You think they would beat the Eagles?
I think Buffalo is still better than them. I know they haven't proven it in the playoffs yet, but I think that Buffalo's better than them.
I think Buffalo should have lost Sunday
But they didn't.
But hear me out. If John Harbaugh didn't pull a gym, huh?
They should have beat the Dolphins. The Bills should have beat the Dolphins.
They should have.
They should have beat the Dolphins. First of all, Tua shouldn't have been back out on that field. Let's start there. But even with him back on that field, come on, Matt.
That was a terrible pick, Matt. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what are you looking at?
I'm not even gonna lie. I think that's the same guy that caught the one before. Matt's
Yeah, he's angry. Yep, he's doing his little yell thing. Like, can I get a replay on this, please?
Matt's throwing so many bad picks.
The arm has no zip on it at all.
And let me just see.
What? Did he think he was gonna carry?
I don't know what the fuck that was, bro.
Did he think 30 was gonna carry with 1? And he stared him down? Like, yeah, you're mad. You should be mad at yourself.
I hate it because I think Matt's got more left in the tank than this. I just don't. I
don't know.
I don't believe that this is the end of Matt Ryan. Like, it's just hard to. He's costing his team right now, though. He really is.
Yeah, he's costing his team. He's costing his coach. He's costing his GM. It's costing a lot of people.
Now, look. Now, Russ don't punch this ball in this fucking end zone, bro. We got some problems.
Russ is out here throwing rocks and skipping them out here.
He's throwing it to people's fucking ankles. And look, Colts defense has not been world beaters this year. So,
oh yeah, now Matt's going. He's going to punch his helmet into the bench. There we go, Matt. Just go break the surface like Tom.
nah, Matt's better than that.
All right, let's recap last week though. Where's my week 4 recap? Starting with Thursday, you had the Bengals beat the Dolphins, but the big thing coming out of that game was Tua playing.
Well, Tua fucking throwing up gang signs after he got hit. I mean, that's what we saw on TV. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Dude, you're not getting calls.
After did he knock it out?
He knocked it out, but then he's saying that he was on his back. He said he was holding me. He kicked the shit. Nah, bro, he wasn't holding you, dog. You just dropped. Yeah, he just knocked it out.
Yep.
You better,
You gotta have stronger hands, bro. Weight room, nigga.
bro. Let me tell you what. I got.
Touchdown, dog.
Some would say I got mossed today in flag football, right? So ball goes up. I out jumped the guy, but he catches the ball. Like,
So
and I'm, huh?
and you just misplayed it.
I misplayed it,
There we
but
go.
I get my hands
Oh,
on top. I get my hands on top of the ball. He has his hands underneath the ball, and we're like fighting for the ball. And he was just stronger than me, and he grabbed it, and I was like, "Dang, bro! Like I thought I was just gonna knock it out."
did you think Jerry Judy could have called this was a touchdown? Low key.
No, I thought that was a poorly thrown ball.
Faster, does he not catch the ball in the end zone?
I just,
Maybe Russ put too much on it.
yeah, it's an extra weight, extra strength. But Tua, the people are gonna come out and talk bad about football now because of because Tua played on Thursday, 5 days after allegedly receiving a concussion, even though on paper he did not receive a concussion. It was like back pain, neck pain, stuff like that, back injury, neck injury. We knew he had a concussion because when he tried to get up, he stumbled and fell. The Dolphins don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. I think that thank God that doctor got fired. But it started the concussion conversation again. And here's what I need people who don't play football, who want to condemn football. I mean, I heard Joe Budden say that if I'm Tua, I'm suing. You know what? Football players want to play fucking football. And there's supposed to be measures in to protect football players from themselves because if you leave it up to football players and football coaches, the number one guy is going to play because that's football culture. Brett Favre, throw some dirt on it. Brett Favre, the player.
Oh, okay, not the dad.
No, I actually meant to bring it in here. I had a box because I just got new tattoos, and the only sleeves they had like at the store at work were the copper fit with Brett Favre on the front. So I had to play in a Brett Favre copper fit.
Still getting a check off that.
Yeah. I put money in Brett Favre's pocket today.
You and the whole state of Mississippi.
But do you think people are overreacting to the Tua concussion thing?
All that retirement shit, yeah. I think that there was clearly an issue in the last game that didn't get addressed because, look, he's already an injury-prone player, but like at the same time, we knew something was wrong because he looked like a drunk in the bar when he got up, and then they wanted to blame it on his fucking back, and it's just like, nah, my back hurts. I don't walk like normal and then fall down 6-7 seconds later. It looked like he was drunk.
That's Josh Hovey after brunch.
Yeah, and it was his head, and so I do think that, and that's why the guy got fired, bro. He didn't get fired for any other reason. The thought was that this dude was playing with a concussion,
and then he got another one where again, he was throwing up gang signs.
Doesn't it suck that Matt Ryan didn't get what the Falcons are doing right now? Better.
I don't know if he could execute that way.
I think that he could make the same exact throws that Marcus Mariota was making.
Yeah, but he can't get the third down scampers. He can't fumble, pick it up, and get the first down.
That is very true. That's true. But I'm just saying the way the O-line's playing, the way the running game has been, that's literally what this guy's been missing, bro. But
I also think Marcus Mariota's running threat helps him.
It's honest.
Yeah, because, bro, Matt Ryan's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, good play.
Matt Ryan's going to fall or throw a pick or fumble. Third down and long. Third down and 8 or more. The sack's coming.
Yeah, but people talk about it too. Somebody tried to tell me the other day, they're like, yeah, Matt Ryan ended Julio Jones' career.
No, Julio's hamstring ended his career.
Exactly. And because he was fucking breaking down with Matt anyway. He was already breaking down. But his theory was that, in which at that point blamed Dan Quinn and Mike Smith, or better yet, those weren't the offensive play callers. Blame Kyle, blame Cutter, blame
Kyle. You don't blame Kyle for anything.
Blame them because this is what he said, that they were sending Julio across the middle too much. That's what now I'm telling you what now he doesn't know that I'm a real Falcons fan and that I watch the games. But he says that Julio Jones went across the middle way too many times.
No. Julio.
A lot of Julio's catches were always outside of the numbers. Let's start there. Typically.
And he didn't even start lining up in the slot until Kyle got there because Kyle's creative, but it wasn't. This guy's an idiot. You know, he's the same guy who says retire Mike Vick's jersey. Matt Ryan wasn't good.
Yeah, he literally said Michael Vick was the best quarterback the Falcons have ever had. And I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, just like Cooper Rush is the best quarterback on Dallas's roster. Dallas is.
He's got the highest winning percentage.
I mean, Cooper Rush is one of three.
We go by these weird ass stats.
Do you think there's a quarterback controversy in Dallas?
No.
Okay.
We had that conversation earlier. No. I bet the Steelers will be looking out for him next year, though, right?
We'll see what Ken Pickett does.
I know. That's what I keep trying to tell you. It's just like, hey, man, he hasn't even played yet. Like, can we give him a chance? Like,
and he threw 3 picks, but they weren't bad picks.
Well, and he's a rookie that got thrown in to get the spark, right? We know that it was a spark move. It got the crowd energized because they're in Pittsburgh. Peyton Manning's probably like, man, I can't believe he's probably thinking to himself, this game fucking sucks.
He's like, boy, they look like me my last year.
Basically.
Let's see. Our frisky Lions scored 45 fucking points.
God damn it, Russ. It's frustrating, man. Like, can the motherfucker just get me if Russ can get me 15 points this week, I'll be all right. Like, give me a TD, man. Give me a TD in like 30 yards. Come on. Like,
it's not looking good.
It's not. And that's why it's just I can't believe I'm going to be a 2-time loser. Not only is my fantasy team not going to get the win off of it, but then Matt can't even give me the satisfying win of I told you so to like motherfuckers.
So what I think is catching up to Russ, and I think this trend's going to reverse.
Bro, I think it's the play calling.
Play calling doesn't get balls batted down.
I don't think he's in sync.
No, he's not, but I don't think Russ has ever been in sync with a play caller since he's been like an elite quarterback. Because his OCs keep getting fired. Name a Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but we got to think about who his OCs were too.
Bad?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think any. Is what's his face the OC in Jacksonville still? Probably not. I know he was with Herb. Herb picked him up, but
well, that.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
That's Coach Herb.
I don't think that what's his name? Not Bellevue.
Well, the OC up there, the OC in Seattle, his play calling looks a lot more creative now that Russ is gone. And I think these quarterbacks with these big egos and a little bit of clout, they get into doing what they want to do, and it gets away from what may be the best offense based on what the OC wants to run. Because think about the way Sean McVay was calling plays with Jared Goff versus how he's calling them with Matthew Stafford. They don't run the ball anymore.
Well, they can't. And I think that's a part of it's the old line. And Josh Holsey's in the group talking shit. He's watching the pod. Hey, Josh. But he said that I admitted that I'm going to lose in fantasy. But I didn't admit it. I never said that. Like I said, I'm going to beat him in spite of fucking Russ. But nonetheless, no, I think that a lot of this stuff, it does boil down to, and this is why a team is so important. I mean, if you can't run the ball, you become one-dimensional. And once you become one-dimensional, if you don't have a ton of tricks for that one dimension, you're fucked. And with the Rams, for instance, Matt Stafford's got tunnel vision to two guys, Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee. Bro, he has nobody else. He doesn't throw the ball to anyone else.
That's who Matt Stafford is.
He was. Yeah, and that's who he was when he had no run game in Detroit all those years. It was Megatron. Kenny Galladay got a payday off of it for like 2 seasons. For the 2 seasons he put in Detroit when he was healthy. Golden Tate, I guess, was probably getting the ball a little bit too. But like outside of that, who the fuck was he throwing the ball to?
AJ Green in Athens.
Yeah.
Bro, like,
and Muhammad Massaquoi was there. Yeah, Muhammad Massaquoi too.
I just think Sean McVay got the quarterback he liked, and he got too cute. And then Matthew was also like, "Hey, dude, like I want to throw the ball. Like I gotta do this, I gotta do that." And dog, Matthew Stafford, you're not him. That's not you. Just like Russell Wilson is showing, hey, that run game that Pete was trying to establish, maybe he knew what he was talking about.
Well, you want to know who's making the most money off of Matt Stafford these days? Odell Beckham. He is showing just how valuable he was to that team. He's obviously we saw even in the Super Bowl before he got hurt. I mean, he was on his way to being the MVP of the game is what was going to happen. But like,
remember, I talked about it here when Jalen Ramsey was asked about his top 5 receivers in the league. He put OBJ in there. He didn't put Cooper Kupp in there. He practiced against both of them every day. Like, people trying to act like Cooper. I just can't get with Cooper Kupp being the best receiver in the league because he's not.
I think he's a very good receiver. I think he's
a good receiver.
I think he's great. I do think he's a great receiver. Now, does he have to be the best in the league just because he had the Triple Crown and Super Bowl MVP last year? No, but like, I think Tay Adams is still the guy.
Yeah.
But as of today, like he's still the best receiver in the league. But man, I mean, a healthy Odell, I think he's up there.
Would you pick Cooper Kupp over DeAndre Hopkins?
Today, yeah. I would. Today, yeah. It's not about stats either. I would just take him over him today.
I just think Cooper Kupp
probably deserves a lot more love than he receives.
Yeah, but I just think about what Marshawn Lattimore does to him, and I just forget about all the other stuff he does. I mean, it's not fair.
Obviously, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are.
Jamar Chase ain't doing it right now.
I know it was just one season, but boy, what a fucking season. For the first year, bro, what a season. Let me think. Hold on.
Keep thinking, because I think we should play a little game of overreaction or no.
Go for it. Let's play that game. I mean, can they throw the ball?
Let's see.
Because they're setting themselves up to kick another field goal, and Matt's going to get the ball, and he's just going to drive down the field and score a touchdown. I know he hadn't done it all game, but golly, he's probably pretty overdue for a big play or something.
Let's see, overreaction or no. Justice threatening to leave the league if his trade got vetoed.
Overreaction. Well, it already went through now, and so, like I said, I just looked at it from the perspective of, well, my trade should have went through, so that's the only reason. Who the fuck is Russ throwing the ball to?
Clumsy. And Russell got mashed by 44, and he didn't help him up.
Boo his ass, please.
Cooper Rush is as good as Dak Prescott.
Overreaction.
Sam Darnold is just as good as Baker Mayfield.
Possible story. And I think it was easy to say Baker was definitely better than him coming into the season, but I mean, Sam did start 3-0 last year with them. I'm just saying, but
I haven't watched much Carolina football.
We got to watch last week, I believe. It was they They had when they played the Saints. That game was on Fox that Sunday on Fox because the Falcons didn't play until 4. So, and you probably had the Jacksonville game on down there.
Yeah.
But the defense won them that game. And I think that Jameis Winston just, you could really argue that the NFC South has the worst quarterback play.
I mean, who you gonna argue with? NFC South, or I mean, maybe NFC West right now the way they looking.
Because Geno's putting up Pro Bowl numbers. So
yeah, you're right. Because Kyler and Matthew aren't looking great, and Jim
Kyler's showing up in the fourth quarter on his wins. So like he's showing up when he needs to play. But first half he's dreadful. Matt Stafford, if they play a bad opponent, he'll have a good game. But in terms of against actual competition, no, he doesn't look good. Who else? Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks. I'm missing a team. 49ers. Jimmy's just Jimmy. Jimmy's Jimmy. Jimmy's Jimmy. He'll literally throw 28 passes and complete 18, 19 of them and have 210 yards and a touchdown and no picks. And that'll be kind of like this.
and most of them would be easy gimme. I think
Debo's yak.
He had 100 yards of yak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he only had 115 yards.
No, he had 109 yards. I think he had 101 yards in yak.
That's what I'm saying. So,
that was low key me today.
You were all yak, huh?
Yeah, this dude just said I have the shiniest forehead on YouTube. Great work. Well, shout out to the face product my wife put on. It's not Botox.
I'll wipe that bitch down.
Wipe me down.
Well, give it a good buffer,
Let me see. Overreaction or no? UGA is falling off.
Come on now. That's a super overreaction.
Bama season is over.
Overreaction.
OU is cooked.
Not an overreaction. They are probably going to be one of those 8-5 teams that plays in the Alamo Bowl this season.
Yeah, I was listening to Cowherd talk about him yesterday with Clatt, and he was like, "You know what this is? Gator Bowl. No one's watching."
He's giving them too much credit. I think the Gator Bowl is on New Year's Day, so I think that's a little bit too much credit. That and the Outback Bowl, those are 2 bowl games that are played on New Year's Day. They're not a New Year's 6, but they're New Year's Day bowl games. I think that's a little bit too much credit. I think
we're thinking Meineke Car Care Bowl.
Yeah, man, Alamo Bowl, something like that. Something after the day after Christmas.
Maybe they'll meet Navy in the U.S. Armed Forces Bowl.
Something like that. What happened to Denver's defense right here? They just let the O-line just come and push this guy.
One of these days, Russ gonna learn not to try to.
Wait. Did Russ go in the tent?
Yeah, because he's an idiot. That was stupid, Russ.
I don't get it, man.
Let me give you one more college overreaction or no. The quality of the Big 5 conferences are starting to level out. Pac-12 back, Big 12 back.
Reaction. No. It is still the big. There's 3 teams. It's Ohio State, Georgia.
No. I'm just talking about the conferences overall.
Yes, because Kansas looks good. So that should tell you, Kansas.
USC's back, right?
Not fully, but more back than Texas has ever been. Same with Florida State.
Well, Texas
they're more back than them. Because here's the thing. USC, worst case, will lose 2 games this year. That's, to me, the worst case for them. Maybe
what I hate about USC? What I hate about USC is because, for one, they have one of the better media programs in the country, and they're in LA. Is that they got a bunch of just alumni and people who love them scattered all over the fucking country. And we hear all these pom-pom wavings of USC being back. They haven't beat anybody good. Like they just haven't beat anybody good. Like, why are we giving them the benefit of the doubt and they haven't beat anybody good? Do we love Lincoln Riley that much?
I mean, he's a wonder kid. He's the Shanahan of college football, right? Like kind of like that's kind of like what he gets. He gets that type of rep, and so I he's a good coach. I think that there's no denying that you could argue really he's a better coach than what Stoop was. I know Stoop got the natty, but like he's low key a better coach than Stoops was. And so like the Ryan Day thing, you could argue like Ryan Day's clearly a good play caller, but like at the same time, like Herb is the reason why he gets like Herb. Give Herb all the credit with that too. Like I think that we're gonna see with Brent Venables that like Oklahoma is going to kind of take a decline here before they get to the SEC.
Well, yeah, I mean, but Texas is going to be back next year, so
well,
Arch Manning, Quinn Ewers,
Sark. Now the last two head coaches, right? Like, from Charlie Strong to Tom to Herman and to now Sark. I mean, they're not back. They won't be back. I tell you what, Texas will be back when Texas is actually back. There's no reason for anyone to ever say is Texas back. Let's wait till we get 12 regular season games out of them, then we can make that determination. You can't. I think back after 3 games.
Maybe we should start the name that program is back like race. You know what I mean? Like under Napier, Florida's back.
Who gets back first?
Nebraska. When does Nebraska get back?
They're all about the same length at this point, regardless.
Because Wisconsin. When are they gonna get back to the Barry Alvarez days?
They won't. And that program, and that'll be an attractive job, though, low key. Come on, Matt.
It's a Matt Ryan special, baby. 3rd down. You know what's coming. Pin those ears back and go.
Range, bro. Like, what a bad football game we have on here. But you know what? If you've got the Denver defense, you're pumped because literally it looks like they're going to have a lot of games like this year. We already saw it with the 49ers. We saw it. We didn't see it, but we saw it with the Houston game. It was like 13-6. These are the type of games. Denver must have the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL.
If they don't, they will after this game. The way they beating up Matt Ryan and they about to go for it.
They're not going for it.
Oh, never mind. I just saw Chubb on the field.
Russ is getting ready, so at least Russ is out there passing. Go ahead and give us a touchdown, Russ.
Do you think UCLA is the best team in the city of Los Angeles right now?
No. USC is. Oh, are you talking about overall? Well, I would Dodgers if we're talking overall, but like
no, I'm talking college football.
We got to touch a little bit of that playoff baseball too, by the way.
Well, you see what I got on?
Yeah, we got to touch a little bit of that.
The words of my guy.
Come on, man. The best team's SC. SC's better than UCLA. Shout out to Chip though.
Put that shit on. Put that shit on.
You know what? I think I might make a drop out of this. Put this shit on. Nah, shout out to Chip. Let's see. Where do you want to go with this one? You want to stay in college football? You want to preview NFL, preview college? What you want to do, man?
Not too much to preview in college. Just hop into the NFL.
Georgia Auburn this week.
Oh, okay. It's also a 30-point spread, which Georgia will cover. But go ahead.
Let me pull up the slate for this week real quick. Where's mine?
I'm way ahead of you. We'll start off with the London game because we're getting a back-to-back dose of 9:30 football on the East Coast and 6:30 football if you're a West Coast heathen.
I'm going to church on Sunday, so that kind of throws off my football watching plans.
We got the Giants and the Packers, 2 3-1 teams, kind of what the NFL would have wanted. But they're also 2 big football, traditional football,
Hey, first time 2 500 teams have played in London.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but like I am a little.
I mean, it's usually the Jacksonville Invitational.
Yeah, as I say, Jacksonville plays there once a year. The Falcons have gotten a couple out there these days. Like a team like the Lions will be out there. Like, it's a wasteland for football. But, Saquon Barkley leads the league in rushing. The Green Bay Packers don't look like the Green Bay Packers, but they're somehow 3-1. Their defense carry them, and so is the run game. And so I think interesting game that we do have.
Do the Giants have a quarterback?
No.
I mean, because Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones went out Sunday.
Yeah, they were running like Dayball was running like the Wildcat and lining him up at wide receiver. Matter of fact, look, it just flashed on the Amazon screen here.
Okay, so Daniel Jones is on track to play, but he has an ankle injury, which means
well, the real question is, does Tyrod have a concussion or something? What's wrong with Tyrod?
Yeah, Tyrod has a concussion.
Shocker.
Kenny Galladay's hurt? Or they just mad at him?
Yeah, he's finished. The Colts need to try to sign him.
Or the Packers?
Somebody does, just to throw him in there.
So what about Pittsburgh being a 2-touchdown underdog to Buffalo? It's their first time being a 2-touchdown underdog since the merger.
Really?
Yeah, they're the last team.
Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to steam everybody they play at home. And so they've only played one game at home this year, and that was against Tennessee on Monday night. And so
they dog walked those bastards.
Yeah, I think that they're gonna beat the shit out of pretty much everybody that they play this year at home, and this is like serving that shit up on a platter, you know.
You can't miss that tackle, son. It doesn't matter. They still sacked him.
Well, Rustin, he had nowhere else to go. This is crazy.
Let me see. Chargers, Cleveland. I don't care about that game. Chicago at Minnesota. Minnesota should beat the hell out of them.
Hey, who was it? You that put up the draft mock in the group?
Yeah, I sent that bullshit.
So, isn't it interesting that they had the Bears taking a quarterback?
Yeah. Well, they obviously don't.
If that's the case, what happens to Fields? I mean, do the Falcons get in play and give up a second-round pick to get him? Like, how does that happen?
I think Justin Fields is going to be set up to pull a Ryan Tannehill. He obviously has a lot of work to do, and most quarterbacks don't do well when they haven't succeeded at their original stops. That's not, they usually don't do well. But I mean, my God, new system, and they're not good. They don't have weapons. And if he only throws the ball 20 times a game, like what experience is he getting? Like, how is he, what is he learning?
Hey, I just wanted to throw this out there because the game is on.
Put that shit on.
Wilson is 16-32, so that means he's 50%. Man, I don't know how that's going to get it done. I mean, he's lucky Matt Ryan's just giving them the ball. But because if it was anybody else, bro, like this game.
They would be getting dog walk. They might walk out of here 3-2. They may be the worst 3-2 team in NFL history. Have you watched Denver and been like?
I think Matt Ryan puts together a strong drive and this game is over.
Yeah. Have you ever watched?
They'll be 2-1, and they'll be very much in their division. So, they'll be very much in it because Jackson.
Have you watched this Denver team and been like, you know what? That's a good football team right there. I like what they're doing. This is their third?
Their best player got hurt.
Was this their third standalone game or second?
This is their third primetime game, if that's what
you're
Yeah, they played on primetime every odd week. Week 1, week 3, week 5.
Gotta be watching this bullshit. Let's see. I think Detroit and New England's gonna be an interesting game where New England could get the dog shit beat out of them.
I like Detroit. I mean, we'll get to the picks later, but I like Detroit. I do.
Seattle, New Orleans, I don't have any comments on that.
Who cares?
I think Teddy goes up to New York and he beats the Jets, his old team. Huh?
Said New Orleans should win the game, but who cares?
Let's see, Tennessee, Washington, Jacksonville, Houston.
Oddly enough, there's 3 games on this week's slate that to me are intriguing.
Dallas, Rams.
4. I think Chargers Browns is an interesting game, but just because I think we'll figure out a little bit more of what the Browns. Who they really are more than anything. With this at home against the Chargers, that'll be interesting. And same with the Chargers. Are the Chargers defense, even though they've got these bookends, I know Bosa's out now, but put all that money into the defense, and the defense has been fucking leaky as shit. So that game will be interesting.
And they have a defensive head coach who's not good.
I know we talked about Falcons first, but game of the week is almost got to. I mean, I know it's going to be Cowboys Rams, but like game of the week, honestly, is the Falcons Bucks. I think that is by far the most intriguing game.
We are all here to do what Falcons do. Look at that.
I think because of how well the Falcons have been playing and the brand of football they're playing, and then the way that the Bucks have slumped and been injured, it's compelling because if the Falcons do win this game, what are your thoughts if the Falcons really do win the game? Like, what can you fathom? Because then next week we get San Francisco here, which we'll see how that game goes. But
I got a feeling.
But certainly at 3-2 and with that type of confidence and being in first place, come on, Matt. Jesus.
So for some odd reason, my Facebook comments don't like pop up like in here, but Josh Holsey was in the Facebook comments.
And what did Josh Holsey have to say?
He says, "I love watching you admit that you're a loser."
Is he talking about me?
Yeah, he said, "How do you still think Matt's gonna score a TD?"
Can you screenshot these comments so I can have them for evidence come Sunday night or Monday night when?
I'll drop him in the locker room right now. I think Josh is drunk and bored.
Yeah, I think that Josh, he's, go feed the dog, Josh. All right.
Josh is a dog now?
Yeah. Go tell him to take the dog out for a powder. All right.
Hold on. Josh Holsey has a dog.
Practically, yeah. Maybe it's not his dog technically, but it is his dog. Give me one moment, too.
Okay. I'm looking at this slate right here. And I really thought this Philadelphia-Arizona game was going to be a game to watch. And honestly, it's not. When Parlay Pete gets back, we'll sit here. We'll have a little conversation about Cliff, Kyler, and Steve Keim, a.k.a. the KKK. Because Kyler hasn't really done it for me. They're not a good team. His numbers aren't there. And I really think this one of the best things that's happened to NFL GMs is Tua being hurt. Kyler struggling and Bryce Young getting hurt this past week playing for Alabama. Because this idea that small people playing a physical sport against large people are going to regularly succeed is absolutely outlandish. They're the reason why Drew Brees left San Diego, went to New Orleans, and got with one of the best play callers and one of the best offensive minds in the history of the NFL, and it worked for him. There's a reason why Kyler works in spurts, but he doesn't work every day, every down. There's a reason why we have prototypes. And as much as we love in society to push back, try something new, do what's different, prototypes exist because it means usually this right here works. So you want this type of size. Like I've watched Russ get balls batted down. Baker Mayfield's a 6-foot quarterback. He had like 9 balls batted down this past week. Why? Because he's short. He's short. Tua talked about he can't see. So like you gotta move so I can see you once the play breaks down. Why? Because he's small. You got big linemen. You don't want short quarterback. And just like I think this year's the return of the run, I think moving forward, we're going to be less likely to dive on these small quarterbacks who have limitations. Like we're going to have to make sure that those situations are ideal for them. I mean, you're thinking Drew Brees to New Orleans. Russ to Seattle with the Legion of Boom and an amazing run game. I think that's where we're going to go with the short quarterbacks. I don't think Bryce Young gets drafted as high as his talent will say because his body may fail him. And he's going to have to go to the right team with the right offensive coordinator with the right weapons. Somebody who's innovative, creative, who's going to move the pocket. Someone who's going to be super, super innovative with their play calling. So I don't know if you heard me, Parlay Pete, but I was pretty much just talking about this year being the referendum on the short quarterback, and I think we're gonna get back to more prototypical quarterbacks. I don't mean 6'4", 240, but your 6'2s, your Joe Burrow type of guys, even a Lamar Jackson, a legit 6'2", a Justin Fields a 6'2", because Bryce Young getting hurt this year for Alabama. That they say in real life he's 5'10", 5'11", a buck 86. So he's smaller than me.
But then Kyler Murray is what, 5'9"?
5'9", but Kyler Murray, they say he does have a little bit of he's a bit more trunky. He has a bit more hips, butt, thighs than Bryce Young. And then Russ being the ideal short guy. Russ is like 5'10", 5'11", 225. Like, you look at Russ, like he's fat now, but even before he came to the league, he had like big legs, big thighs, big ass paws for you homophobes out there. I pause it for y'all. But the point being is that like Russ has a thick, sturdy body. Dog, Bryce is small and skinny. Tua, small and skinny. Baker Mayfield, small, and balls get batted down all the time. So there's a reason why we have prototypes. Prototypes exist for a reason. Not saying that everyone has to be a prototype, but you bank on prototypes, not anomalies.
I thought Josh Allen was so revered because he's so big. He's such a big man, and he did have a strong arm. He just wasn't accurate. And they were like, well, it wasn't his mechanics. It was like stuff that you could fucking fix. Dayball, I guess all those guys, they looked at it, they're like, man, we can fix that. But
you can't fix small.
And he's lived up to it, though.
You can't fix small. Like, I was listening to Cowherd talk about this. He goes,
is Mahomes 6'3"?
6'2", 6'3". But look at him. He got girth to him.
Well, he's got an arm.
Yeah.
At the end of it. Yeah.
But Cowherd was talking about
the rest of the game.
Cowherd was talking about Aaron Rodgers, right? He goes, Aaron is 6'2", 6'3", but he's 230. In most rooms, like, he looks small next to football players, but in most rooms, he's like the biggest guy in the room. Like, just think about our friend group. Gambles is the biggest person in our group.
Probably overall, yeah.
Then if you X out Gambles, if we're going weight wise, you, me, and Dale, we're all around that 200 weight mark. Like, I'm 190. Dale's 200. You would say you're like 205. Like,
well, I dropped literally to 193.
Oh yeah, 193. Yeah, that's right. But like, we're not big people. Like, it's not big. Like 230 pounds on your body.
I look
especially with low body fat.
Oh well, low body fat, yeah.
That looks like I'm gonna be standing next to Dale in like 2 weeks with his 5'10" ass, and we're gonna be weighing the same amount, and we're gonna look like two totally different people.
Yeah. Cause Dale, probably 5'10"?
About 5'10". Thicker frame though. Thicker frame. I'm lanky, wiry. Anything else from week 4 we want to talk about? I think this Dallas LA Rams game is going to be telling.
Yeah, it will. I think it's going to give us a lot of explanation of what team, who each of those teams are.
And I'm going to be honest with you. If you'll let me go hang out on the ledge for a little while.
Let's get to Lee's ledge.
The Rams are not a good football team this year.
So I kind of said this after the Falcons game. I don't know why, but something had told me. I was like, hey, they're really not that good. Like, they've got these talented players, but like they're really not that good because credit the Falcons for the not giving up aspect, but how the fuck do you let them get back in the game to where they could really win it? Like, how does that even happen?
It's not a good football team. You can't run the ball.
You played the Thursday before against arguably the best team in the NFL. You got blown
and
out.
they dog walked you.
You get off to a great start against us, and then like it's a tale of two halves, and it's just like, and you're at home, and Marcus Mariota's our quarterback. Like, how does that happen? Like
future Hall of Famer Matthew Stafford's your quarterback.
Right.
Or if they put him in the hall,
never played in the Pro Bowl.
If they put him in the hall, you'll never. I can't make it to Canton. Oh, Josh is on YouTube now. The NFC is wide open. Thanks, Josh. How about you call in? Yeah, we know you won't. You're afraid of that smoke, buddy. Another thing on my ledge, and I touched it a little bit. I can go back if I can find my damn ledge. Falcons are making the playoffs.
I have not ruled it out. I really haven't. I
think we're gonna look up week 15.
I've seen just tells me that the team is like they're good enough. Look, they're kind of good.
We're gonna look up week like 15, and we're gonna be like 7-7, 8-6. We're gonna be like, okay, I got another one for you. Kyler, it's falling off, trending down, and it kind of goes off what I've said earlier. In the little guy, that clause in his contract was there for a reason, and it's showing. First 15 are scripted, man.
I think that the issue with like the Arizona Cardinals is that they went so all in on him to where.
How do you go all in on him?
Cliff Kingsbury, you know, they can say what they want to say. That they hired him and that they were okay with him coaching Josh Rosen. They hired him because they were like, nah, the owner.
Josh Halsey.
Hold on, Josh is actually calling in. Josh Halsey, welcome to Big Baby and Parlay Pete's podcast. How you doing, buddy? 1 second, Josh. Let me get you back.
First time caller, long time listener.
How you doing, man?
I can't hear.
Hold on. Can you hear? You can't hear Josh, can you? Yeah, nah. He's. Hold on. Let me. Josh, you there?
I'm there.
Can you hear him now, Pierce?
Yeah, I can hear him.
All right, we can hear you, man. What's up?
I can't hear Pierce, but I don't need to. He doesn't have anything important to say.
Because I'm not saying shit.
Oh, yeah, my output's all messed up. So, yeah, he's not going to hear you because you're coming out of my AirPods. Well, get your little rant off real quick. Get your little rant off real quick, and then we're going to have to hang up because Pierce can hear you.
That's fine. I don't have much to say, man. I just wanted to let Pierce know that I told him how this game would go. I said that it would be low scoring. I said that Matt Ryan would throw 1 to 2 picks. I said all of these things. He didn't believe me, and then it happened. So
you believe him?
That's all I had to say.
They could still win the game. I mean, why are we acting like the Colts can't win the game?
He said, "Why are you acting like the Colts can't win a game, Josh?"
It's a 3-point game.
It's a 3-point
Colts
game.
can win the game. I didn't pick a winner. I said both teams sucked and both teams couldn't move the ball on offense, and that's clearly evident.
Yeah, he said take the over, didn't he?
I like the Colts over.
I said that they'd be both forcing the ball and making bad throws, and I think that's evident. Have you not seen that, Adam?
I mean, no. This has been a bad game. It's been a bad game.
There's never been a game in which each starting quarterback has 4.
But Pierce said that this was going over, and that these guys would just be dueling it out. So I'm just confused.
Matt has a rag arm now, and Russ, I don't know who he throws the ball to. He just throws it.
I think fucking Hackett. I think Hackett's a really bad coach. And each time they get the ball in the red zone, you watch the play calling and you realize that that's the issue.
It looks like Hackett wants to get to the red zone and kick field goals.
Yeah, look at it. They go to the red zone.
They could have ended the game. They could have just ended the game right now, and they're not ending the fucking game. Like,
yeah, they could have ended the game and
really ended this game like just right now, and like they threw a fucking like 3-yard out. Like,
look like he's dialing up for fourth down. That's what it looks
That's all
like.
he does.
I mean, hell, he might as well. Why not? Shit. Your
Hey,
defense.
man, I'll let you guys get back to it since I can't hear Pierce.
Okay.
That's all I had to say.
All right, man. Thanks for your comments and thanks for your call, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Long time listener, first time caller.
It's so funny that he actually called because I mean he gets strays probably more than anybody in our friend group on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Well, now are they strays or are they, warranted and they just so happen to turn industry?
Well, when we were talking about Tua, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Josh Hosey after brunch. That was an unnecessary stray.
That's a stray. But we're talking about takes on, games and
it's
stuff
different.
like that. If he's brought into the fold, I mean, are they really strays or is it just, this is what he thinks about this? And it's
when it's that, it's just a reference to a conversation that we've had privately. Cincy Baltimore, that should be good Sunday night.
It should be. Oh, what a mean stiff arm on Cortland Sutton.
But what a good tackle, though. That's how you eat the stiff arm, get embarrassed, but still make the tackle so no one can really talk shit.
Man, look.
He tried to punch. He tried to punch it out too, and then grab the foot.
If I don't get a fucking touchdown out of Russell Wilson, I am going to be so upset with this football game.
We've watched 5 field goals. This is bad.
Bezos. I'll be honest with you. This is worse than the Broncos 49ers game, which are.
This takes usually right.
What are the correct takes?
The Eagles are going to be good.
He got one right tonight because the game is going under. Okay.
It's going under.
It's not even that surprising. Like when I looked it up, the Colts have literally scoring offense. They're the worst in the NFL. They scored the least amount of points in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I was shocked when you said over. I'm like, wow.
Well, I didn't say over. I said Colts over on the points.
Oh, you said Colts over.
I thought the Colts would score. My thought was that Matt Ryan was going to have to throw the ball. And, typically, I mean, we've seen enough Matt Ryan games with no defense, no offense. Even when he throws the ball a lot, he'll have, 350 yards, a couple touchdowns. I just figured that they would at least score some points.
But here got the right take right here.
Good call, Josh. Give him a pat on the back, Lee.
A clock with no batteries is right twice a day.
Yeah. Now, the real question is, the Colts are out of timeouts. You know that if they run it and you stop them, they're going to kick a field goal, and then Matt's got one chance to get the ball down the field. Now, if I'm the Broncos, I'm letting Russ cook.
If I'm the Broncos, if I'm Nathaniel Hackett, who can't hack it, I'm calling a run play right here. We're kicking the field goal.
But do you really think Russ throws a pick? I mean,
no, I don't.
I'm letting Russ pick this up. All right, they're throwing it like I thought.
And he throws a pick. Former DPOY. And Josh. Oh, here we go. Josh. This has been funny. You ready to get to the picks, man?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and get on the picks. God damn it. Here, I got to, hold on. I got to at least pull up. Let me do my college real quick. Hold on. I mean, my goodness, bro. I don't really think it gets much worse than what we're seeing right now.
He's just not Russell Wilson's just not playing good football.
But he kind of like Matt. I mean, I hate to say that Russ's picks have looked just like Matt Ryan's picks.
Yeah, we expect it from Matt because he just almost threw it right back to him and he caught it.
If you saw it, actually got batted though.
I know.
Yeah, but
we might as well wait until. We might as well wait till after the game's over because we're not going to pay attention to the picks the way we're supposed to. It's 2 minutes left.
What 2-minute warning? We can run through college real quick.
Okay, let's run through college real quick.
All righty. We've got a college six-pack, which we did so fucking awful last week. Now, granted, I'm in the bed getting surgery, so I didn't get to see any of it. Oklahoma was the only thing I got to see because they took my phone away for like 5 to 6 hours. Well, it was longer than that, but before I could even get in front of a TV, waiting to get, served up by the fine people at Grady. Shout outs to Grady Hospital too, by the way.
Grady, baby.
They save lives, man. They really do. Okay. We're going to start off with Army at Wake Forest. Spread is 16.5. Go ahead and plaster Wake Forest. I watched Army lose by 17 points to.
Hey, remember, no analysis first. We just we go through them.
All right. Army at Wake Forest, minus 16.5 Wake Forest. We got Kansas State at Iowa State. Give me Kansas State money on. We got Tennessee at LSU. Give me Tennessee -3. We got Arkansas at Mississippi State. I have no idea why this spread is this way, but give me Arkansas plus 10.5 at Mississippi State. We got TCU at Kansas. Give me TCU money line. And then we got, last but not least, Utah at UCLA. Give me Utah money line.
All right, so we got Wake Forest minus 16.5, Kansas State money line, Tennessee -3, Arkansas plus 10.5, TCU money line, and we're going to take Utah on the money line.
Yep.
So you don't think Kansas, first game day game, you don't think they're going to show up?
I think that they've been a great story, but then I looked at their schedule and I'm like, man, they're gonna fucking start losing like all of their games. And it's I think that the coach has done a great job there. I really do. But the reality of it is this: TCU does get more talent than Kansas, and TCU got SMU's coach, and that offense has been fucking humming. And it's not about, Oklahoma and the way they kind of beat them, but I just think that ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to be one of those things that they're not going to be able to just show up. I think the crowd's going to be rocking, but TCU's way better. They average like 50 points a game though. So give me TCU.
I like seeing Kansas have a decent football program because it never made sense to me. Like, hold on, your basketball, I get you're a basketball school, but you're in the heart of the Big 12, and if you can get these niggas to come play basketball, you can get them to come play football.
Yeah, and that Matt Ryan's wrist fucked up.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, yeah, the guy who got hurt hit his wrist as he was throwing. But Matt Ryan's
he's an Iron Man.
Yeah, he's Iron Man. He doesn't
really is. He's an Iron Man in the NFL. I love that Matt the touchdown to end this game.
Maybe he's not like Russ, who rehab 19 hours a day.
So all Matt really's got to do is really get about, 10 yards, you kind of secure it.
He likes this Pierce guy.
Yeah.
Al, that Matt Ryan, he's been struggling all game, but you get him in a 2-minute drill, he's looking his best.
As I say, false start. So, not false start. That's a
neutral zone infraction.
Yep. So first down, 5-yard penalty.
Or offside, same thing.
It gives you the same 5 yards.
Come on, Cogbo.
All right, so they're in. You want to know what it is? And the crazy part is because of the way he's throwing the ball, Frank Reich's not going to let him even take a shot.
Would you?
I wouldn't, honestly. Not with the way he's played, but historically, I would be okay with him at least making one type of throw. But, even if it's like a 10-yard, in or some shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I'd let him throw it, but it
Hey,
would have to be something where somebody's like picking somebody. Like, there's some shit to where
you
it's
ready
like,
for a
be open.
you ready for an unnecessary Josh Holsey
Put
shot?
it on the screen. Yeah.
No, not from him. I'm saying, would you let Josh take a shot at 4 p.m. after brunch and day drinking?
Depends on what we got planned the rest of the day. if we have to be functional and not take any type of nap, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If we don't have anything planned and we're just drinking to drink, sure, have it. Who gives a fuck? Like that's basically. I guess that's like me saying if it's a preseason game, I don't care.
Right. No, we're talking about we're going to full shebang bang. Like
if this counts and we're out of town and there's a reason or like we know we've got to move, no.
I'm looking forward to homecoming.
Me too. I think this will be the first time a majority of us are there. I hate that it's not second.
Is Josh coming?
Wasn't it just second and inches?
Yeah, I need 1 yard. Yeah, you know they're running it. Oh wow, get down, son. There you go.
All right, now you might take I mean, why not? They got.
Hey, Hackett. Let's see if Hackett's gonna call a timeout. Come on, Matt. Bleed that clock. What are you doing, Matt? Oh, he's gonna take a shot. Uh-oh. Nate Hackett is going to call a timeout. He got to do something here. What are you doing, Nate Hackett?
Down the ball, and you got 2 shots.
It's third down. You got 1 shot. Kick him.
Oh, it's third down. I thought he got the first down.
You got to run that clock down a little bit more there, Matt Ryan. I know. I'm quarterbacking from the sideline, so it's easy for me to say that. Because right here, you're planning to throw the ball out the back of the fucking end zone anyways.
Well, if they have enough time to even set up to do it, but Matt's only throwing the ball to the end zone. There's no way he makes a pass.
I agree as well, Josh. Field goal, man. Like, I'm talking about Matt Ryan.
I bet he throws this bitch in the end zone, bro, and they score. Oh, timeout.
Who? Top-notch clock management, Nathaniel Hackett.
Mo Alley Cox catches it.
Mo Alley Cox. What was our boy's name from the G League game?
He's like,
I'm your hoe.
No,
that hoe nasty.
No, you fat hoe.
Yeah. And Sharif O'Neal did the jersey swap with him.
Yeah, you fat hoe.
Yeah, I know it's on Instagram. Ho, you fat. There we go.
Yeah, ho, you fat. Not you fat hoe.
Where is he from?
France. He's a French.
Okay.
He doesn't sound like a French ass last name, but you know.
Let's say
Matt Ryan throws a touchdown here. Does that shut Josh up? Because he's like, you think Matt's going to score a touchdown? And he does. Like, and then it's a game winner. Wow, what the fuck?
Pull up, volley, lift the door. My car still is running. Walk out your.
Josh even put.
Wait. I'm just curious. How was the clock? It sounded like they started the clock well before they should have.
Yeah, like this come out of a timeout. Matt Ryan.
Yeah, now it's going to be a field goal because maybe he will throw it in, but let's see.
Matt Ryan just took a delay of game out of a timeout. It
doesn't seem right. That's what I'm saying. It's just like there's no way.
Well, no, they didn't call a timeout because Denver only has 2 timeouts. Has 2 timeouts left. They had 2 timeouts before.
Why is Russ warming up like he's actually about to get on the field?
Same reason why he rehabbed for 19 hours. And he came on the field and did his whole breaking the huddle, and you know the whole thing. I mean, Russell is just Wilson's one of the worst types of people like just walking around here these days, man. Like, at his sport, good at his craft, but do you really want to hang out with Russell Wilson?
This offense is pretty fucking bad.
Which one?
Oh, both. I mean, I
Put
think
that shit on.
it's more of obviously. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's not playing. He literally, this is a guy that had 2,000 plus all-purpose yards last season. So yeah, you're gonna miss that, and your quarterback is new. What if he misses this shit?
Nah, he didn't.
Good.
You want to run through the NFL 6 real quick?
Yeah, let's run through it.
Yeah, since we got hold on. It's embarrassing coming from a veteran. Russ getting ready for OT. Josh, you can throw that jersey on. Put that shit on.
Maybe I will.
Let me see. Let's go. If I can find it. Parlay Pete NFL 6-pack. Let's get it.
We were damn near fucking perfect last week for the NFL 6. 5-1. Only loss coming from the Green Bay Packers on the 9.5. And I don't even know what to make of it. I guess give Bill Belichick credit because no way Bailey Zapp should be going to the even though it's not frozen yet, the frozen tundra and doing that in Lambeau Field. It shouldn't be happening. But either way, we've got a fresh list here. So we got the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. Give me the Dolphins minus 3.5 with Teddy. I think Teddy goes back to New York and he shows them who's boss. Because we all know Teddy was the quarterback of the Jets. But nonetheless, Miami minus 3.5 at Jets. Next, we got the Detroit Lions at the New England Patriots. I'm not buying into it. Give me the Detroit Lions on the upset money line. Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. Don't know how the Bears are going to score any points, even against that defense. Give me under 44. Next, Philadelphia Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Arizona Cardinals to give the Eagles their first loss of the season. And I'll leave that at that. The Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Give me under 44. I don't see where the points come from. Certainly on the Houston end. Jacksonville's got a really good defense. And finally, we got the Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me the Falcons plus 10.5. They're the only team that's undefeated against the spread this season. I think that they remain intact at 5-0.
Said plus 10.5.
Yeah, so I bought a half a point. But
yeah, I know. I just want to make sure because I'm writing it down. Let's see.
Yeah, I bought a half.
But Josh, LOL'd at you.
I think Arizona at home at plus 190 is really good odds against the Eagles. They're probably, by the way, you know that Arizona has lost like 8 straight home games?
Not a shocker.
Bro, they went like 2-6 last year, like at home.
I mean, look who they got leading that organization.
Well, even more of now it's time for them to get that type of win. And Philly's got to go out west. Zach Ertz. They've had 3 straight revenge games. So we're talking about who was it 2 weeks ago? It was
Carson
first,
Dougie P
next, and now we got Zach. I think Zach's the one that's actually on. They're at home. Give me Zach. Give me the Cardinals on that money.
You know, I really hate the captains they sent out for the overtime. Like, come on, man. Who gives a damn about the kicker?
Well, more importantly, they got the overtime rules up as if you're watching a football game and you don't know. And I guess I get it, educate the masses, but we know what the rules are of overtime, all right?
When did they change overtime to 10 minutes? I know that's some player safety bullshit, but when did they change it? Or it's not bullshit.
If the Colts get a second tie, what would your thoughts be if they were started the season 1-2-2? Would it be a Matt Ryan thing?
It would just be hilarious.
I don't think I've seen an NFL season ever where we've had a team have 2 ties.
I'm not sure if it's happened.
I can't recall there ever being a team that had 2 ties in one season. Like since I've been watching football.
I'm gonna ask IT. Can you like fill air for me while I'm looking this up?
Yeah, well, I was looking it up myself. Regardless, it would be I have to imagine, maybe not unprecedented. I feel like it's happened before. I just know it hasn't happened in the modern era, has it? I mean,
There have only been three seasons where there have been 2 ties in the entire season. 86, 97, and 2016. Well, never mind. This article was written in 2016.
okay, so that's just in general with game. I'm talking about a team having 2 ties, though, right? So, like,
yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I think I might have the answer. 1973.
Holy guacamole!
And they said that's the last season before overtime existed in the NFL. So there were
That shit
multiple.
don't even count.
The Cleveland Browns, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos, and the Green Bay Packers each had 2 ties. So basically, no, it's never happened. So it would be kind of funny if this happened. It'd be such a Matt Ryan once had 2 ties in a season.
I hope not for Matt's sake.
Because my thought is if a team doesn't score a touchdown in this game, that both teams will match field goals.
Wade Phillips tweeted, I think both teams should consider punting on first down.
Wow. Good at Wade, but look, Wade could probably still coach some defense in this league.
Yeah, he definitely could. He could definitely help.
Still doing it, he can do it.
Dean P.
Shout outs to Dean Pease for getting his guys to play well when they really have needed to. I just wish that they could put it together for 4 quarters.
Look at John Elway. You think he's drunk up there?
Oh, you mean like when he interviewed Brian Flores? Think about it. He said that John Elway was smelling like scotch. Like,
hey, hold on.
Wait, seriously, coming out to interview you, and he just smells like scotch. He's like Brian. Or no, well, we were joking. He's like Bill. He's like Brian. Just completely just fucking the interview up and like not taking it seriously. He's all right. What time?
Hey, Wade Phillips is funny on Twitter. By the way, he's an XFL head coach.
Oh, the XFL is still in existence? I know they were bringing it back, but I figured it already crashed, especially because Vince is still behind that, right? Or The Rock. It's like The Rock is like behind it.
The Rock says. So listen to this. Wade Phillips, for one, his Twitter handle is @sonofbum, which is funny because that's his dad's nickname.
Yeah. I'll give you a fun fact too. Just kill a little bit of time here.
Okay.
My mom's a pretty fair-skinned woman, and she used to joke. And I have no idea how people at Clark would even think this, but like she said that people used to think that she was Bum Phillips's daughter. I have no idea where that would come from. I really don't.
Was the daughter that popular? Like,
I have no idea.
Some Jeannie Buss type of girl in the 80s?
I have no idea. I just know that my mom was super light skinned, so like I could see maybe how somebody back then maybe could have thought she was half white at a bare minimum, but like because she is a super light skinned lady, but like at the same time, I don't know. Just a fun fact. That's
funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
So Wade tweets, "This game should be a tie only fitting. Surprise Colts played zone on 4th and 2 or whatever." Seriously, both teams are trying their best. Not all games are going to be. Oh God, never mind. That wasn't funny. Finally, a screen pass. I think both teams should go.
I mean, the Colts are moving the fucking ball, bro. They might just scoring in the game.
Here we go. Offensive explosion to start second half. Now it's 6-6. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wade Phillips just got a follow out of me. I can give a. Okay, let me get some Nick Wright going here. I know he's talking shit.
What a bad football game.
I mean, your boy, get off me. Bezos is pissed.
If the Colts win this game, though, which I think they will, Denver has got to really reevaluate some things. You can't let a team coming in without their best player on both sides of the ball. We got to remember their best player on offense and defense is not playing tonight. And Matt Ryan turned the ball over twice. Russ has thrown 2 super ill-advised interceptions himself.
One of his tackles had 3 holding penalties and another penalty.
Though.
You know, Pittman, I'm not really impressed, dude. You haven't really showed me much today.
Considering, I mean, Patrick Surtain's a good corner, I guess, but
they say he's made of the right stuff.
For sure. Well, Michael Pittman, obviously, I remember when his dad was on Tampa,
that's why it's hard for me to root for him.
Or he actually low-key started in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, number 32.
Yeah, because Allstott, fullback. Yeah, he was definitely probably the starting running back on that team. But what a team! You want to talk about a team that got carried by the defense? It was that Tampa team. Same with the Ravens, the 2000 Ravens. But talk about a team just getting carried by the defense.
You ever listen to Trent Dilfer talk?
They're like wide receivers are like Joe Jaravicius and
Keenan McCardell, maybe?
McCardell might have probably been there, yeah. And
Deshaun got sent home because him and Gruden couldn't get along.
Mm-hmm. And because he was in Dallas the very next year.
Oh, God.
Don't get sacked. Go down. All right, well, they're just going to depend on the defense then.
I mean, that's not a bad idea right now.
Hey, at least he didn't lose yards.
Yeah. You ever listen to Trent Dilfer talk quarterback?
Trent?
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of I don't listen to a lot. I don't know. Yeah, I remember because where's Trent now? He's not on ESPN still.
No, he has a podcast. I don't listen to it. But he's on Rosillo's podcast every other week. He comes in on Colin on Mondays. You can find him out there. He calls on the radio and stuff. He does that shit.
We get to see a lot of Tim Hasselbeck on TV.
I don't listen to a lot of the guys on TV talk quarterback.
What about Tim Hasselbeck, a guy that never did shit in the league, but his brother was not even super successful, but was a starter.
I didn't know who Tim Hasselbeck was until he got on TV.
Well, when you look at him, you're like, oh, okay, it's Matt Hasselbeck's brother, clearly. But he was fucking garbage, but for whatever reason, he's like Tim Legler.
No. Tim Legler won a 3-point contest.
3-point field goal percentage a year.
Tim Legler won a 3-point contest. You can't put him in that same category.
Okay, I won't put him in the same category.
Legs. Who can we put him in the category with? Let's think about some of the.
Hasselbeck?
Who?
With Tim Hasselbeck or with legs?
Yeah, he's a Orlovsky type of guy, Danny Cannell type,
But Orlovsky, we knew who he was because he actually did start some games.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds.
I never started a game in the NFL. Maybe he did. Let's see. Did Tim Hasselbeck ever start a game? Let's see.
I wonder. And
these stats, he might have started 3 games. Let me see. Hold on. It didn't even bring up his stats on Wikipedia. Like what?
And I don't think you have to be a good player to get on TV. By no means. But at what point, when you're that fucking bad as a professional player, how do you even get started to do the TV thing? Were you the source? So then some guy, some Sal Palantonio put in a good word for you?
He started 5 games in 2003 for the Redskins. And that's it. He played in a total of 12 games his entire career. Somehow started 5 of them. 5 TDs, 7 picks is the stat line.
And I get to listen.
1,000 yards passing.
I got to listen to him talk to Steve Young.
So check this out. He didn't even throw any passes outside of those 5 games. So he's got 5 games of NFL experience. I can't believe the Colts are going to really let them just.
I'd rather listen to Malika Andrews talk about the status of the black man than listen to Tim Hasselbeck.
Me too.
And you want to hear something funny?
Like kind of like I don't know.
So, after you shitted on Van Lathan earlier this week.
Did I shit on him or did I tell the
you
truth?
did. Nah, you shitted on him.
I told the truth. I said I didn't say anything about like he didn't work hard to get to that position, but I'm just saying.
I think that you. I think that you acted as if. What the fuck? I think that you took his viral moment and acted like he was the one who authored that viral moment, and he's not somebody who was responding to something. And obviously, it went viral, but I don't think his response was built from a place of trying to go viral. But obviously, TMZ is going to put that out, as they should.
Well, it was live, and
I consume a little bit of Van Lathan, anyways, and he gives me the impression that he is a black man's black man.
I don't have any issue like with him. I think that just the biggest thing I took away was this, especially in reference to what we started the show off with the White Lives Matter. Like that man worked for fucking TMZ, bro. Like at the end of the day, that was who his news outlet, who he was working with. And like, bro, that is like the biggest White Lives Matter organization if there ever was one, because all they do is report on fucking white lives and how they matter because they're rich people. Or
they report on a lot of black stuff too.
Yeah, they break news on fucking negative shit.
I agree with you. Like I don't think someone who works at TMZ.
By the way, what do you do here if you're Nathaniel Hackett? Sorry to like interrupt what you're saying, but what do you do?
You let Russ cook.
Really?
No, you kick.
Well, Melvin Gordon has a fumbling issue, so
yeah, I wouldn't put the ball in.
You put one of Herman Boone's raccoons in the game. Did you pick him up? Did you pick up Boone to replace Javonte?
No, I didn't pick up Melvin Gordon. I went totally different.
Come on, Russ.
So I made that trade with Justice that y'all were bitching about.
Oh man, they gotta kick the field goal.
Yeah, and I honestly think Josh gave me the best offer. I gave Josh an offer that I thought would have been a better trade for me, but Justice jumped on it. Huh? He's going for it. He's got to go for it. After he pulled that shit he did, and
Loki cannot run it. Russ is going to have to throw the ball.
And I hope they
right, or he might be trying to draw them off sides.
They're going for it. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, while we're at timeout, right, and we're just in bullshit time, let me give you at least 3 because I want to get back to Van Lathan before we end this.
At least 3.
So going through 6-pack, sometimes you give me bets I really like, and sometimes you make me work for it. That's what you said.
But you want to know what they know? They know that if they don't go for it, low key, the game will more than likely end in a tie at a bare minimum.
So for at least 3, I'm gonna go Dolphins -3.5. I do think they cover that line. Give me the Utah on that good old money line. And I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. Give me that Falcons +10.5.
Yeah, man. They're cooking with grease. Can we stop acting like they're not cooking with grease? And I don't want to feel them too much, and then they get blown out, of course. Like Tom Brady will put together like the best game he's had all season, right? But
right, and it wouldn't shock me, but nonetheless, I kind of like that. I like that bet.
Another timeout.
Yes, another timeout. So I was listening to
Hackett is like, fuck him, bro. Like he is such a bad coach. Like they need to fire this motherfucker.
Well, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
What are you talking about, man? You're either gonna go for it or you're not.
Right. This is timeout number 2.
But if I'm going for it, I'm telling Russ, hey man, look, if you don't see it, then you got to run it in. I mean, it's pretty simple to me. Like,
look at Ref rushing him. Hey, let's go, man.
He's like, hey man, I got some ass at the hotel. Can we hurry up? Like,
gotta see my wife in the morning.
Nope, they're taking him off the field. Field goal.
No.
Yes, bro. He looked like he was walking away.
No, he's walking to the field. He's in the huddle.
As I say, there's no tie here. I don't think they're running the ball, though.
No, they're going for the end zone.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Why throw at the former defensive player of the year, Russ? There we go. Yeah, we're going to throw a bump and run Gilmore. Man. This is hilarious. Why would Russ do that? So many parts of me just wants to smoke me a ciggy cigar tonight. There you go. Just beat your helmet to death there, Mr. Walker. I don't think y'all understand how much like I love this. I'm not a Russell Wilson fan. I think he's a cornball brother. I stand with what's my man's name? From the pivot? Channing Crowder, I'm a fan. And then to see Russ not be what they said he was, because Russell Wilson wants to be this pocket passer like Peyton Manning. Okay, J-Lo. They want to be this pocket passer like Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. That's not him. You have the height of a Drew Brees. J-Lo's looking very snacky in this here movie that she's in. Oh, she's getting married? Yeah, that's not going to last.
Didn't she just get married in real life, too?
Yeah, in South Georgia.
Brad Pitt?
No, the other guy.
Bennifer.
Ben Stiller? Not Ben Stiller, no. What's his name?
Affleck?
Yeah, Bennifer. But yeah, she got married in like some random South Georgia town that we've never heard of.
Well, Ben's not from there, is he?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's probably some weird place where they go do weird Hollywood shit. Like they go hide out down there.
Really like own an entire city?
Huh?
Where they'll like literally own an entire city like for the night or something?
Yeah. And then one person leaks it.
The city will let them do whatever they want.
Oh, Josh just posted Russell's stats today.
He'll still lose. What difference does it make? I mean,
look, I'm just reporting. I don't think the Denver Broncos really care for Russell that much.
Well, too late. They literally just paid him.
And they didn't have to. That's the crazy part. Like, I don't know why they paid him.
Nobody else is going to, even if they wanted to hop off after 1 year, nobody is going to take that. Attaboy, Austin.
Do you remember my cousin Austin?
I don't, but Colts. Let's go Matt Ryan. Let's go Andy. Matter of fact, hold on. Keep talking. I got to grab. Yeah, you know what
Austin, can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Austin, he met us. He came with me to Hooters that day when
your younger cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, that's a story I'm not gonna tell on the podcast. Not gonna do it. This Russell Wilson just not good anymore. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna still give Hackett a little bit more blame.
I mean, yeah, and I think that he went for it on fourth only because of the 62-yard or 66-yard, whatever, however long that field goal was. Because of that long field goal. That's why he went for it. Because the media actually affected him. No, Austin, we don't want this on here.
Well, look at that.
Austin,
down here, leading drives, scoring points to win games, to move on to 2-2. They're 500. Go ahead. You can give it to them.
Oh, yeah. I got to get that to the group text,
Go ahead.
Josh only talked shit and say you didn't wear it the whole podcast. Now you want to put it on.
They won the game. I didn't have to put – look, I was rushing. There's a lot going on. They won the game, and so –
I know Sherman's giving Russ the business. I might just pause this. I'm going to watch this when we get done so I can listen to it.
He's just shaking his head the entire time, bro.
Yeah, because Sherman had been told y'all what it was.
He said, I wish I had Marshawn to be here.
Did he really say that?
He said, run the ball. He's saying, run the ball. I'm surprised that Russ didn't try and run was my thing. Like, bro, he did it last game. Like, he scored. He did what I thought that they should have did. Like, they did that on like a 3rd and goal. And it was kind of the same thing where Russ, it was like a 40-yard touchdown run. But run a bootleg, and if you don't see anything, then you take off. Like, let Russ run. Like, I don't understand, but
Russell's not who he used to be. He's Broncos fans leave him before overtime started. It just tells you everything. Okay, Ben Simmons got him a little fast break dunk today. Yeah, this is crazy. We've been talking for 2 hours. I can now. What's up? Are you talking?
Yeah, all right, now you're good. It was just for a minute, it was like black screen. It was like the loading sign. So I didn't hear any of what.
I was just bullshitting. I can barely hear you, and you're pixelated. So let's just end this.
Doing it again.
Hey, let's end it. Can't hear me? Can't hear me?
Okay, now I can see you again. Yeah.
All right, let's just end it, bro. This is the internet quality's fucking up. I can barely see you.
Close it down.
So Parlay Pete may be talking. I can't hear him. I can hardly see him. So I'm going to end the podcast. All right, dog. I'll talk to you.
All right, let's get it done.
Yep.
Yep.